Hello, good evening, and welcome in, everybody, from Hal Henard Gym, the Greene County High School Volleyball Play Day 2026. Glad you could join us alongside Tyler Nichols. I'm Matthew Palazzo saying hello and welcome in. Tyler, a event that's held each year here at Hal Henard Gym, each year drawing more and more supporters, more and more spectators. This year certainly no different, and I think we talked last night, it might be the most talented group of teams and talented group of programs we've seen yet under this play day format.
It's good to be out here for a different sport, too. Obviously, fall is centered around football. Everybody's driven towards that. Everybody's planning towards that right now. But look at volleyball. It's such a growing sport here, not only within Greene County, but just the whole entire state and nationwide. And it's good to see all 5 county teams join together in one central location for a great evening of volleyball. And I'm excited for tonight. I'm excited to see what each team brings. We know some of the returners, but you obviously don't know how each team is going to you don't know how each team's going to, you don't know the play styles, you don't know the chemistry, so you get a little taste of that today, and it gets you excited moving forward as we start competitive action next week.
Well, you bring up football. I'm glad you did, because it lends us to explain this new format, this jamboree format. For those familiar with the football formats, you're used to one team a quarter, right? And you'll see your team playing in each and every quarter. A little bit different for volleyball. It is 2 courts. We'll have 4 of the 5 local teams in action at the same time. One team, Tyler, is going to be sitting out during that 30-minute time spot. These teams will only play for 25 minutes at a time, and there will be one team sitting out. We'll talk to the coaches and the players on that team whenever that team is on the sidelines. First up, it will be South Greene. We'll talk to Emma Paget and Emma Bailey, as well as Coach Stephen Gregg here first off, and we'll also have the first court on your screen, which just so works out, we'll have each team twice, and we'll have each of our 5 teams here in this local area, which works out really well. Special thanks and courtesy for our gracious host here at Hal Henard Gym, of course, Brad Woolsey, and Sarah Aiken. Sarah Aiken, the Greeneville High School Volleyball head coach, did pretty much put the whole thing on right behind the scenes, made the schedule kind of behind it every year, behind the scenes here at Hal Henard Gym, as she is this year. And she really worked it out perfectly for us. Got us seated up here on the upper mezzanine at Hal Henard Gym. We are very grateful for them as well, our gracious hosts, and we couldn't be more excited to bring you coverage, our first coverage here in 2026 of Prep Volleyball. Tyler, 2 of these teams coming off of historic runs into the postseason, one of which has been there 17 straight years, looking to make it 18 this year. One of them also there for the first time in Murfreesboro last season. You couple that with the North Greene Husky team, who is chomping at the bit, it seems, and they are aiming for a state title run. A West Greene team under Coach Raven Borey, who is coming off some very successful years. But you look at that 8th grade class, they win the state championship last year. They'll be looking to make an impact immediately. And then Greeneville High School, an off year for them last year, a young squad this year, but looking to return to the state tournament for the first time since 2024. A lot to be excited about with all 5 of these teams, Tyler Nichols. I
think you're going to see a lot of surprises, too. You're going to see some players that you didn't see a lot last year start to blossom this year, and you may be able to see some of that show out tonight. I think you've got some sneaky teams. We were speaking about it at the station earlier today. I think North Greene could be a sneaky team.
No doubt.
I think West Greene could be a sneaky team with all those middle school girls. Of course, South Greene with what you're losing, but also with what you're gaining, you're trying to keep that streak alive. And South Greene is South Greene. You've got the pedigree. The program has been to 17 straight. You obviously don't count that out, but you look at that region and that district, and unfortunately only 2 teams can come out of it.
Yeah.
That's the only negative part about it. One team has to miss. We wish all 3 would go. I think it's going to be an interesting district and region tournament once we get down to that, but first we've got to see them in action tonight, and I'm excited to what we see out of them. And then the other district, you've got Chuckey-Doak and Greeneville, both in that. Greeneville, the regular season champions last year, and then Chuckey-Doak able to make it to the state tournament after losing in both the district and region games. But I think you could see both of those be really competitive again and start to make some of those playoff pushes at the end of the year. But obviously it's about the Jamboree today. It's about the regular season until we get to the postseason. And we've got some fun county matchups this year. I think we're going to see some upsets in the county. I think you could see some take some games and steal some games on the road. I think you can see some sweeps just because some teams want it more than others and hate each other more than the other hates another. So I think it'll be fun this year, and I'm ready to get it started tonight.
You speak of a regular season. It will begin next Monday, August 17th, for all the squads in attendance of this year's Greene County Play Day. You also talk about rivalries, Tyler. A unique part of this year's crop, of course, you got Greeneville and Chuckey-Doak who share a district in District 1 2A. You also have North Greene, West Greene, and South Greene all sharing a district in District 1 Single A. And you talk about rivalries, it just means more whenever you're playing that rival in an in-district setting, which is what all these teams will find themselves doing at one time or another this season, which I think just ups the ante just a little bit, especially when you consider one Single A, when one of those three teams won't make the – well, they're not guaranteed to make the postseason first off, but one of them certainly are guaranteed to miss the postseason after the district tournament's conclusion. Much like basketball, very similar. You've got, the old basketball I was thinking of. 3 classifications, your Single A, your Double A, and your Triple A. Of course, you've got North Greene, South Greene, West Greene in 1A, and Chuckey-Doak and Greeneville in 2A for volleyball. And they all share districts, which is quite fun and quite interesting, and it will be throughout 2026. We'll take a break. Coming up, the Greene County Play Day commences live from Hal Henard Gym on First Horizon, GreeneSportsZone.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman-Bernard in Greeneville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman-Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greeneville, where we will save you money.
For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has been serving the Tri-Cities with a personal touch, because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet fixes to major plumbing repiping, we have the expertise to get it done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect fit. Our technicians stand behind their work and leave your space spotless. Need a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Hello, welcome back from Hal Henard Gym as we get set to usher in the 2026 Prep Volleyball season. Before we begin today's action, let's hear a word from today's presenting sponsors. Tonight's Game of the Week broadcast is presented by Tommie's Plumbing. If you got a leak, let Tommie's take a peek. Our title sponsor, Bachman-Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greeneville, where they're going to save you money. Tonight's game is also brought to you by CNC Custom Trailers, Casper's Wrecker Service, open 24/7, Gateway Ford, and Gateway Nissan. You just got to get to Gateway. Heritage Community Bank. The Main Brand Hair Company. We wrangle your tangles. Your local Marathon Quick Stop Markets. Run in when you run out. Smoothie King. Rule the day. And by Tusculum Body Shop. And once again, we welcome you back into the Greene County Play Day from Hal Henard Gym. Couldn't be more thrilled, couldn't be more stoked to give you action of today's start unofficially of the 2026 Prep Volleyball season. All 5 local teams, North Greene, South Greene, West Greene, Chuckey-Doak, and Greeneville High, all represented here today on the 11th of August, a Tuesday evening from Hal Henard, and we are so excited that you're here with us. West Greene and Chuckey-Doak will start us off there on the court nearest. That is court 1, and that is who we will be covering first here as they are nearest to us. J.C. Taylor, a returner and all-state selection for Chuckey-Doak a season ago with that vicious swing at the net. West Greene who wins the first point, and they will get out ahead in front 1-0 on Chuckey-Doak as you see your score bug there on the bottom left. We'll try to keep an eye on that far side court, but we are mainly focusing on the court nearest to us. Each 5 teams will play twice here on this GreeneSportsZone channel as you view it. Couldn't be more thrilled to have you with us as Chuckey-Doak will equalize with a point there. Chuckey-Doak certainly the biggest story from a season ago. You make it to state for the first time ever, and Coach Marissa Snapp has talked about it throughout the offseason after winning the GreeneSportsZone Coach of the Year honors at our 5th annual Roots Awards show. Hey, this is a team that's ready, if not, well, already expecting to be back at the not the Glass House, but back in Murfreesboro, a team that is just eager, if you will. Chuckey-Doak with the serve here. We're tied up 1-1 on court 1 here in this Greene County play day as we get things started. West Greene in the navy blues, Chuckey-Doak in the white jerseys. So that's kind of the storyline of Chuckey-Doak coming off the program's first ever state tournament run and state tournament win. West Greene with the point to take a 2-1 lead. So West Greene, a big storyline for them. You talk about state runs. Their middle school had a prolific run in the state tournament this past season as well. The 8th grade class that brought West Greene a state championship in volleyball. So those 8th graders on last year's squad, now freshmen at West Greene High School. We'll sit down with Coach Raven Borey here in a little while, ask her about some of those players, some of those pieces that should be immediate impacts in Mossheim this season. Just about ready to sit down with Coach Stephen Gregg of South Greene as well as his 2 players as well. South Greene is seated here in this first set of action between all 5 local county schools. On the right side, good swing there by the Black Knights as they get equalized again, now tied up 2 apiece early on set 1 action. So they're not going to play a best 2 of 3 game as those are typically accustomed to. They will play just for 25 minutes, and at the end of that 25 minutes, well, whoever's leading, we'll call them the victor. So we'll say mid-second set is when we expect it to end. It's when you can probably get 25 minutes played as West Greene takes the lead once again on Chuckey-Doak. So West Greene, Chuckey-Doak here on court 1. Been impressed with the battle so far from the Buffaloes. Been a pretty good back and forth affair so far here on court 1. Decently packed out house here at Hal Henard Gym as West Greene has the serve back. Good receive there by Chuckey-Doak. Bell Carricker can't get it over the middle of the net, and West Greene pulls ahead 4-2. I'm really thrilled, if you couldn't tell by now, about what we're going to get going on here today. Volleyball has never been bigger in Greene County. The teams have never been more talented in Greene County either. That's why, for me, getting to talk with these players, getting to talk with these coaches as well, is just going to be one of the highlights here in this early season stretch. Of course, the regular season will be at the county games. We'll be at those big matchups throughout the season for sure. But to see all of them on one court together, it's not something you see. You don't see it in football. You don't see it in basketball. You can only see it in volleyball, the annual play day here at Hal Henard. So really something to behold. What an up there by West Greene as the rally continues. Drifting over in the middle, Bell Carricker. That's a great dig by the Buffaloes. And Carricker will swat it down to tie us at 4. So good rally back and forth there between those two as we're even early on here in set 1. We're about 4 minutes into the 25 minutes allotted here from Hal Henard. As Chuckey-Doak with the serve. We'll have West Greene on the attack in the middle. The Buffaloes get a big swing and a kill there from Journey Layman's a junior. As the Buffs take a 5-4 advantage. West Greene, if you're just now joining us, in District 1 Single A. The Black Knights in District 1 Double A. So different classifications for these two as the serving error will give the ball back to Chuckey-Doak. Knotted up at 5 early on here. And you talk about volleyball in the county, certainly at the prep level, it's big, but it's really big in the booster club level now. Just reinstated volleyball at the school level, so we saw that last season. I believe Mossheim was the school that won that elementary booster club championship. It's also big at the college level locally. Tusculum University, the men's volleyball program coming off its best program in season history. The girls certainly some less than average years, I guess you could say, but they're certainly on the upswing, getting better year by year as West Greene pulls in front 6-5. Good officiating crew on hand here today. I've always wondered, in these jamborees, in these practice matches, these scrimmages, so to speak, you got to get the refs some reps as well. That's quite the rally in the up, but Chuckey-Doak knots us up at 6 apiece. After one big swing in the middle there by Carricker. She has been stellar so far for the Lady Knights, but a good chance, as we were saying, to get those officials some practice as well. Carricker's with the serve now. and gets the ace as well. Chuckey-Doak takes the 7-6 lead. And it looks like we'll have one of our first substitutions of the day for West Greene, as Maddie Evans is in for Journey Lamons as they head to the back row. Pierker on the serve once again. Outside attack by West Greene. Good dig there by Chuckey-Doak. They've lost their libero and setter from a season ago, but they are certainly thrilled to have J.C. Taylor, Belle Carricker back, as well as Macy Church, who's going to slide into that libero role for them this year. Chloe Kirkpatrick, who's set at times in her high school career. She is going to be your setter here in 2026. And then Jaden Myers, the do-everything Swiss Army knife, also as a pin hitter as well. Nice point scored there by Chuckey-Doak on the outside attack by Taylor. So a substitution here for Chuckey-Doak as Kirkpatrick goes back to serve. Of course, Kirkpatrick, you know her from the hardwood in the winter. A lot of these players on Chuckey-Doak, two-way, three-way athletes. Was talking with Jaden Myers at Chuckey-Doak Media Day. She is certainly no different as the Black Knights team up for the duo block and take a 9-7 lead over West Greene. Jaden Myers, of course, for her, it's volleyball, basketball, and softball. One of the best at her position and on her program in each and every season. So it's good to see that as well. I know volleyball certainly tends to fly under the radar when you stack it up to girls basketball. Sometimes even with softball as the outside attack hits the net in favor of Chuckey-Doak, who now takes a 10-7 lead. But it's one of my favorite ones to watch. It's high flying, it's interactive, it's very back and forth at times when you can get a good rally. As we see here, an attack or a service error will bring West Greene back within two, and it will send Emma Gray back to the service line. Four seniors on this West Greene volleyball team: Caitlin McGinnis, Maddie Evans, Emma Gray, and Deborah Julian. And a freshman-laden roster this year. They've got 5 freshmen. They've got 4 sophomore, 3 junior, and then those 4 seniors. So pretty evenly distributed when you look at the age mapped out for the Lady Buffs this season. They've certainly fared well early on against the defending state quarterfinalists in Chuckey-Doak. Taylor swings from the outside. It's blocked back off the tape. Myers a tip over in the middle. West Greene sets up the attack, but a swing that exits the boundary. Chuckey-Doak 11, West Greene 8. Still waiting to sit down with our 2 Lady Rebels here in set 1. It is the offset for South Greene. Hoping to talk with Emma Paget, of course, the freshman phenom from a season ago for the Lady Rebels. All-state selection as well on Rebel Hill. Buffs getting going here, and that ball ricochets off the raised goals here at Hal Henard Gym. And the Buffs now trail by only 2. All right, Jimmy Bowman in attendance, as well as Tate Russell. He'll provide some photos, a recap from today's Greene County Play Day. Jimmy going to provide some video highlights from each school represented here locally. Going to have a lot to talk about, a lot to cover as Chuckey-Doak gets the crafty dump set there by Chloe Kirkpatrick and pull in front once again by 3. It's been their largest lead. Neither team has been able to pull away by any larger margin as Macy Church sends one across from right to left. Back row attack by West Greene's Emma Gray, the senior. On the ground, it's Haley Seidel, another one of those multi-sport athletes. She'll play 3 this season at Chuckey-Doak. Kirkpatrick, a quick set in the middle. Belle Carricker. And a good up there by West Greene. An outside attack by the Lady Buffs. Do they get a touch? They say no. Point Chuckey-Doak as they take a 4-point lead over their cross-county rivals. You can say everything's a rivalry here today at the Play Day, as we'll see all county-county matchups. Or County City. Doubly so for those county-county rivalries, though. We'll see a couple of those throughout our broadcast here tonight. Haley Seidel, a swing on the outside. It's gotten up by the Buffs as they run a slide back to the right. set in the middle. And a kill on the outside pin. West Greene reaches 10. 13-10 is our score. It's been a pretty good day so far for the West Greene outside hitter, Kaylee Edwards, the sophomore. You've also had a pretty good day from the setter, Aaliyah Aiken. This one is outside the green boundary lines. Lofted for Chuckey-Doak point as the Lady Knights take a 4-point lead. Court 1 will be here the entire time. Next up on Court 1, we'll see North Greene, South Greene, and we'll get to talk with a couple of these Lady Buffaloes who we've just seen in action. So that'll be fun. One of the sole times tonight that we'll get to talk with a team who has just played, as a swing by Edwards there goes out of bounds. Chuckey-Doak grabs its largest lead of the day at 15-10. Still waiting on Stephen Gregg. Talked with Addison beforehand. Maybe we need to get Addison over here. New to that South Greene coaching staff this season. A lot of storylines about the coaches at South Greene as well. I know a notable alum having just been hired on at Tusculum University. Certainly going to ask Coach Gregg about that, if indeed we do get to sit down with him. Nice ace there by Chuckey-Doak. I believe that's our first ace of the day, as the Lady Knights have really come alive late in set one. Just a few moments ago, the largest lead of the match was 4. The Knights now hold a 7-point edge. West Greene rejected at the net. Nice tool there, as you see the swing from the freshman, Carly Williams. We'll see a substitution made for West Greene, a pair of them, as Maddie Evans and Deborah Julian, the senior duo, will trot off for West Greene. This one's in the net for West Greene, and the point goes to Chuckey-Doak. So Stephen Gregg is here. So you got Coach Gregg on. We'll talk to him here if you want to sit down too. Another point won by Chuckey-Doak. Coach, you want your drink? Your notepad?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. All right, so glad we got to talk to you here today, Coach. Obviously, a fantastic event where we get to see all 5 of our local teams in action. We're just talking through some of these storylines that we'll see on the court this season. You obviously have that unique position where you play 2 of these teams in district competitions, but what are some of those, I guess, conversations around the program as you enter 2026?
I mean, this is a great event right here in our back door, so everybody can get some minutes in and get to see what everybody has. But as far as district play, we're just here, you know, as looking to get better than we were yesterday. So we're not going to try to throw the kitchen sink at them. We're just going to get out here and just try not to call timeouts and give them as much minutes as they can get today.
And, Coach, I know you probably don't want to look at it here in early August, but this is a program. They've been to the state tournament, what is it, 17 years in a row now, obviously looking to make it 18 here this year. I mean, how is that as a coach, or maybe as a player on this team, for the expectation, knowing that you've been there in Murfreesboro for now 17 years in a row?
Yeah, I mean, it's the standard. We don't say it, that's our goal, but the girls know what our goals are. And we just don't want to be that first team under my tenure not to get to state. And that's it's a balancing act for me as a coach not to put that pressure on them, because they're high schoolers and they know what's there and they know the history, and they just want to leave their own footprints in the sand. But when it gets closer to time, we do remind them tournament time that it means a little more, and we tell them more about the history. But, you know, right now we ain't worried about any of that. We're just trying to get better.
You know, we talk about, I guess, year after year, those players that make it all possible. You said those players almost have that expectation, right? And it's not wanting to have that streak ended. A new player in this year's roster that hasn't been there before. One of those, I'm assuming, what's going to be one of your more of an impact player in Kinley McCaslin. Talking to us about some of those impact players
that we should see making some big plays on Rebel Hill this year?
Yeah, Kenley has been a great pickup. She's worked hard since the day she's been here, and believe it or not, she's nervous coming into a new environment, and that tells you a lot about a competitor and athlete, that even though she has had a good record to this point, she's still nervous and anxious and wants to help our program. So it starts with leadership. She's a senior, and she's learning the team. They're learning her, but it's all been positive so far. And we have another senior in Haley Bird, who has showed a lot of improvement from last year. So I think those two are going to help, but we've got some good athletes that are young underclassmen as well with some experience. I can't go without talking about Emma Paget. Emma had as good all-state numbers as anybody has ever had as a freshman. She had 502 kills, and we didn't even play her in all 6 rotations. So I think we're just scratching the surface on how good that kid could be too.
And I think you look at a breakout season that she had last season. She kind of caught the county by storm because I know she transfers in from out of state. Are there any names that we should look out for this season where it isn't Emma Paget from a year ago?
Yeah, I mean, we played a lot of kids last year. They got state tournament experience. So Ella Bailey was a little hesitant to jump in at libero position last year, but I seen that potential, and I believed in her, and she was like wine last year. She got better over time. So hopefully her confidence will kick in. Younger kids, I've got freshmen that I'm proud of. But our JV last year had a successful year too, and I think that bleeds into what we do this year. And, if I keep talking about kids, I'm going to leave people off.
Yeah.
But Ava Brobeck can set, Jalen Castile could set. We're going to call on some freshmen to play right and middle. So it is a team sport, and it's dynamic because it takes everyone to do their part.
We'll see you guys on court 2 here in just a little bit. One more question for you, Coach. Looking down at this schedule, and I know you got your North Greene, your West Greene too, but I love seeing the makeup of this schedule as well as West Greene has made this one a game here on court 1. But you're going up and you're punching up a weight class quite a bit here this season. You got Greeneville Volunteer on the schedule. You've got a couple of tournaments as well in Knoxville and in Sevierville, and probably going to play some larger classification schools as well, in Bristol as well. Jeff County, another one of those higher classification opponents. What went into the schedule making this season, and did you schedule a kind of tougher road on purpose?
I did, because, once we get to the state, people think, well, it's single A, but a lot of times single A team can beat the double A teams down there. So we know we have to play a very tested schedule. So we picked up an extra tournament, and the homeschool team that we're playing has actually came in and won the Greeneville tournament a couple of years. So I wanted to make sure I put the Knoxville Trailblazers on their schedule. We got all, AAA schools that we could get, and the weekend tournaments, Rocky Top's always a good one down in Sevierville. And the first one, the Sunsphere, Coach Brent Carter there at Catholic, he's been telling everybody this is the toughest field they've ever had. So we're proud to be a part of that. And I look at that schedule there. I mean, we're starting out with huge schools, first 3 opponents, and then we're going to be one of the smallest teams down there in the Knoxville Convention Center there at the Sunsphere, and then come back with Chuckey-Doak. And
yeah, you don't play a single A opponent until September.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what kind of team we were going to have because we'd lost a lot. So I wanted the kids to be tested. It doesn't matter what your record is. I know you want to win every game, but I want to find out who hates to lose more than they like to win. And that's why you play tougher teams. I want to see who it's going to bother the most, and those are the kids I want to have on the court, Those are the ones you want to have in your Fox stand. So the schedule was on purpose, and we'll see where we're at in October.
Coach, thanks for the time. One last question just before we get to see you guys here on court 1. What's your personal excitement level like coming into, what is this for you, year 16, 17?
Year 17, yep.
Year 17, how does this team get you excited more so than those past 16 years?
I'm kind of even keel. I'm an even keel coach. I'd be lying if I said nerves and pressure didn't bother me because, it is a prestigious honor to be at South Greene. But what we've done with the volleyball program, it's always been known as a basketball school, and now, volleyball's kind of leaping past basketball. But I don't put a lot of pressure on myself. but I feel the nerves there, into September, October, right when it comes to tournament play. But I don't really know what we're capable of doing, so I'm excited here to get out here and play these games today and see what we got to improve on.
Coach, best of luck to you today. Best of luck this season as well. We'll keep a close eye on you as well, and appreciate you taking the time with us.
Yeah, thanks for all you guys do.
Absolutely. That's Coach Stephen Gregg of the South Greene Lady Rebels as he looks at his 2026 season. Kind of take a glance at that as well. Tells us that he's scheduled hard for a reason, so we're certainly going to be keeping a close eye on that team as 2026 gets underway, as well as our next game here on Court 1 as South Greene will play North Greene here on First Horizon GreeneSportsZone. This game here on Court 1 right before him, it's been an absolute doozy here as of late. Back and forth affair. West Greene has fought all the way back from 7 down early on in this first set, and they have pulled within 2. Set point here for Chuckey-Doak, and this one outside the green lines. That will give the serve back to West Greene as they will be 23 serving 24. Thanks again, Coach. Coming up, we'll talk to West Greene head coach Raven Board, as well as a couple of West Greene Lady Buffaloes. Talk to them about their performance here early on in this Greene County play day. It's just one of the best events, I think, in any sport in Greeneville and Greene County all season long, and it's because you get to see all 5 of your local teams. Not very often does that happen. In fact, I'm not sure if it happens at all across any of the other local sports. Maybe not since the Ladies Classic held all 5 of your local teams, and even that's been a while since all 5 of them have been in the tournament. And they can't play on the same court at the end of it, too. So very, very fun event that they put on here each and every year at Hal Henard Gym. All knotted up at 24 apiece. This first set has certainly provided some fireworks. I know Tyler Nichols talked about it in the pregame. You expect so much from these other teams as well coming into 2026, and you almost want to give a North Greene and a West Greene some respect. I know you're going to look over them just because you've got these other teams who are coming off state tournament runs, but a West Greene team, a North Greene team that is just filled with talent, and we're just not used to talking to them or talking like they're a state contender here in the volleyball sphere. But that's certainly fun to watch. And you see here West Greene taking Chuckey-Doak to the brink late in set 1 here on Court 1, and we'll have to go to extra points here as West Greene and Chuckey-Doak have evened up 25 apiece. Didn't get a score on that second court, Tyler. I think that we might just get one set here in this one. It's set to be played until 5:55, so we might just see one set, and that's all she wrote for Chuckey-Doak and West Greene. Good swing there on the right side as Taylor gets it up. I think they're going to let this one play out. They did on court 2 as West Greene will take the lead for one of the first times all set, certainly since the first 5-10 minutes. An ace right here could end it and could give West Greene the win here on the first court and our first game of the evening. Kaylee Edwards set to serve for the Lady Buffs, and it's received by Seidel. Tipped over at the middle. Edwards gets it up. An outside swing by Carly Williams. Bell Carricker puts it down right at the middle of the net. That one was a vicious kill to tie us up at 26 apiece. A substitution in effect here for Chuckey-Doak. Again, we'll talk to all of our coaches, all of our players here today from each respective county team. We'll get a crowd shot here in a minute. You might see it on the corner of your screen there, but this place is absolutely packed out. All the fans in the crowd on one side of the gymnasium here on a Tuesday, and each and every school has come out in full force, that's to say the least. Here's Carricker in the middle again, and another kill for the 6-foot middle. 27-26 as Chuckey-Doak takes the lead. Set point and extra points. Chuckey-Doak and West Greene here for the first contest of the play day. Big swing on the right side, and it's fit inside of the boundary. Good swing there by West Greene's junior Journey Layman's. Called her name quite a bit already here today. Very balanced roster, like we said, for West Greene. Not a top-heavy roster, not a youthful and inexperienced roster either. It's a good mix of senior and junior, sophomore, freshman talent. Another play there in the middle. And Chuckey-Doak will have set point once again, 28 serving, 27. And you run the risk, no matter what you do, of talking too little about one of these other schools. I'm not kidding you. This is going to be a fantastic year of volleyball in Greene County. Each and every team has a chance to start this season for sure, but I think that talent level for each and every one of them is just closer than it's ever been. And that should provide some entertainment, some fireworks throughout this 2026 season. And like Coach Gregg just mentioned, the difference between 1A and 2A may not be that far after all. As we see in set one, we've got a tie. West Greene and Chuckey-Doak, they have reached the time limit. They tie at 28. What a way to get our Greene County Play Day started. Chuckey-Doak and West Greene tie at 28. Next up, we'll get to see Coach Gregg's South Greene Lady Rebels against first-year head coach Tana Stanfield's Lady Huskies of North Greene. That's when the Greene County Play Day continues next on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
Project needs power. Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your need. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hey folks, it's Gateway Ford in Greeneville. Right now, everyone gets Ford employee pricing. The same deal Ford employees get. No games, no negotiation. Save maximum green in Greeneville today at Gateway Ford on Highway 11 East or at gatewayfordgreeneville.com. Save some green in Greeneville at Gateway Nissan, carrying on a 55-year tradition of doing business your way. Save thousands on Sentra, Rogue, Frontier, and more. Take the short drive to Gateway Nissan in Greeneville or online at gatewaynissangreeneville.com.
Hello once again, and welcome back from Hal Henard Gym, the Greene County Play Day here in 2026. Set one, an absolute thriller as West Greene and Chuckey-Doak tie at 28. A little bit of a reminder for the format for those just now joining. It's a time limit of 25 minutes, so we're not playing your traditional best of 3 or best of 5 volleyball matches. We're playing just 25 minutes, and at the end of that 25 minutes, well, whoever's in front, we'll just call them the victors. Greeneville, I think, best North Greene there on court 2 in the first set, and then West Greene and Chuckey-Doak both tie there in that first set on court 1, the game you just saw right here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone. Glad you could join us wherever you're watching from. We are very appreciative of your support. Volleyball has never been bigger in Greene County. It's never been better as far as the talent is concerned. So many storylines that we've already tried to prod through. I'm sure we'll talk a lot more about it throughout our broadcast. I'm about to sit down with West Greene head coach Raven Borey and a couple of those Star Lady Buffaloes we just saw make an impact in one of the more entertaining games I'm sure we'll see all night as they tied at 28. But South Greene and North Greene, they're on the docket. They're up next here. We'll get to see Kinley McCaslin make her South Greene debut here at Hal Henard Gym as she is the senior transfer atop Rebel Hill. Little different look for the Lady Huskies as they'll be playing without Josie Graham this first couple week stretch of the season. You'll still have Katie McDevitt. You'll still have Traylon Sutherland and Addie Dean, those impact players from a season ago, but no Josie Graham as she is dealing with that left arm injury. but plenty to look forward to if you're North Greene and first-year head coach Tana Stansfield. We'll talk to her a little bit later on for the North Greene Lady Huskies. We'll talk to Coach Raven Borey coming up in just a bit. South Greene and North Greene here on Court 2. I'm just thrilled, guys. I am just thrilled. One of my favorite sports, volleyball. It's never been bigger here in Greene County. Alongside Tyler Nichols, Jimmy Bowman providing some video, as well as Tate Russell providing some photos and a write-up recap of today's Greene County Play Day as well. Matthew Palazzo saying hey and welcome back. Glad you could join us. Glad you could be in attendance. Maybe you're in attendance. We've got a jam-packed audience here at Hal Henard Gym. We're set up here on the upper mezzanine. If you say hey if you come by. Let's just say hey. I see James Buchanan as well, North Greene Athletic Director. Going to be a line judge here for this second set of action. Sure, that's not biased whatsoever. No, Coach does a great job, all jokes aside. So we see South Greene warming up here. They sat first in that first set, and they will get started here. They'll play 4 straight matches. Coming up in this second set, we'll see Chuckey-Doak and Greeneville on that second court. That is court 1. And North Greene and South Greene here on the court closest to us, the near side. So just about ready to get things underway. Here's set 2 of the Greene County Play Day from Hal Henard Gym. Tyler, hop back on the headset. Let's talk through what we just saw in there in set 1. You talked about it kind of in that pregame, and Coach Greg mentioned it as well. The talent gap, almost that disparity, it's just coming closer and closer together as these teams continue to get more and more talent from the middle schools, from the lower levels, as evidence that 28-28 tie that we just saw.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to expect out of West Greene because you lose Cassidy Hill, you lose Aubrey Everett, you lose a lot of seniors on that team that meant so much to that program, and you're gaining a valuable freshman class that wins the state championship. But when you introduce them as freshmen into the high school ranks, how are they going to react? And they held their own. They tied a team that went to the Class 2A state tournament last year as a huge group of freshmen did really well in their first varsity action. So I was impressed with that. Of course, impressed with Chuckey-Doak, though, being able to run out to such a large lead right there. And then impressed with how West Greene was just able to cut into it, too. You saw a lot of Chuckey-Doak's heavy hitters from last year do really well. You saw J.C. Taylor get up there and kill a few. You saw Belle Carricker just being just so tough there on the front line with her size and her height, just being so tough to get over. And then the libero, Macy Church, did a great job as always too. So it was fun seeing both of those teams, and I spoke about it in the pregame. You were going to see a lot of upsets this year. I don't know if anybody would really consider that an upset, maybe with what West Greene lost and everything, but it was so fun watching both of those teams battle. I can't wait until both of those teams do that this year in the regular season.
Absolutely, and it kind of echoes what you said in that pregame too, just the rivalries that we're going to see this year. We probably have never, and maybe not ever in the future, see any as close as this year's will be. We got Coach Borey here for West Greene. We'll take a break. Coming up, we'll talk with the West Greene head coach and get you set for North Greene and South Greene. Set 2 of the Greene County Play Day, and it all starts next right here on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest asset. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
They'll still be there. Hello and welcome back here at the Greene County Play Day here with Coach Raven Borey and West Greene. I've got the roster here. Caitlin McGinnis, sorry. Caitlin, a senior here for West Greene. I'm going to try to do a transition here, see if that works for you here as we begin set number 2 of action. You guys hear me okay still on the headset? Guys, what a first set to kick off this play day. You tied 28-28 with Chuckey-Doak there. Let's just talk through that match. I know you guys probably still riding high. Well, what a match we just saw.
Yeah, super excited. I love seeing that the girls just had energy. I was telling them after the game there was a point, like I wasn't even really paying attention to the score. My focus was really just kind of what they were doing on the court and the energy. And I looked over, and we were down, I think, by 5 at the time. But just the fact that they just continued to fight and work through and keep that energy and that momentum up, I think that was a big game changer. So that's something I've told them that we really need to kind of work on and to use this opportunity. So I was really proud of them for that.
Kaylin, how do you think that went as a team?
I do agree with the energy. In practice, we've been working on it, being down, and we were down for a little bit, and we couldn't even tell because of our energy. So it was just great to see that we all came together and just was still hype after everything.
We just talked with Coach Greg of South Greene about the differences kind of in 1A and 2A this year, and how I feel like that talent gap in the county has never been closer, it's never been tighter. Caitlin, you've been here for 3 years at West Greene, coming into your 4th year. Do you kind of see it similarly, and how do you see this year's talent on this year's Lady Buffs team compared to years past?
Well, in the past we've had a bunch of big hitters, and most of them's are already graduated, and this year we have a bunch of back row hitters, so it's just been challenging coming in. I know Carly, our freshman, she has had to play a big role in the hitting, and she's done great at it. So yeah, we just had to teach a bunch of new hitters basically, and they've been doing good. So
that's another thing too, Coach. You lose Cassidy from last year, and what Caitlin says is right. It's almost a new scheme, so to speak, and I kind of relate to football, right? You change offenses or you change the defensive scheme. What's that been like as a coach, losing so much talent, but then replacing it with so much youth this year?
Yeah, it's been great because they've just been so coachable. And so even Caitlin, for example, I'll brag on her because Caitlin has had to really step up in her role, which is something she's not done before a lot. She did a little in JV, maybe like her freshman, sophomore year, but is to step in as a setter to kind of help out, because another strong hitter of hers is Aaliyah, who's also a setter. So they've all just been very coachable and great at making those transitions into some different roles, and they've just taken them and ran with them. So.
Something else I was going to ask, obviously a very talented 8th grade group coming up, but you look at this roster, I think you have 4 seniors, 3 juniors, 4 sophomore, and then 5 freshmen. You look at a lot of teams and you say, oh, they're almost top heavy. They've got too many seniors and they're going to graduate and leave a big gap there that next year, or maybe they're too inexperienced or too young. This year's team looks really balanced top to bottom. Yeah,
for sure. We've got some strength in our juniors. There's only 3 of them there, but our juniors are a big role on this team as well, and then they're just great leaders. So I think they're going to continue to build and just help this program. So I'm looking forward to it.
And something I was going to touch on as well, kind of to that point, you look down that roster, and it felt like we were calling out names from each classification as well. So not just a senior-studded lineup, but a senior, junior, sophomore, and freshman studded lineup. Caitlin, what have been some of your favorite memories here in your 3 years in Boston?
I would just say having these play days, actually, like getting to play every single county school, and just even Greeneville, even though they're a city school, it's just the excitement, and that it's just playing with my teammates and being encouraging, really. So yeah.
We talked about how cool of an idea this play day is. I don't know if we see another sport where all 5 local teams are in the court at the same time. What's that been like here this season? I know you said it's fun getting to play some rivals as well in the preseason.
Yeah, it's fun to get a good look at like what's going to happen during the season. So like we get a little like a close up to what's going to come on later in the future, and then we can just prepare for that in practice.
How has this year changed for you? Of course, through the off season and now entering the preseason, has your role changed as a captain on this team?
Yeah, I would say last year I wasn't as loud. I was more quiet, and I've had to be louder and show the other girls that it's okay to be louder, because it's better to say something than nothing at all. So yeah.
We were talking with Coach Greg there in that first set, kind of going through this schedule as well. You sent it to me. I'm going to print it out, so if you want to take a look at that. Kind of wanted to walk through the schedule as well, because it's unique. I guess everybody's season gets started next Monday. You begin with Cosby next week on Monday, and then you got a couple of big-time opponents on that roster as well. You know, some traditional higher classification schools in Granger and Cott County. Talk us through the scheduling throughout the offseason and what went into some of those matchups.
Yeah, so I love to play like competitive games, and that's why I tell the girls I would rather play a competitive game and get better and kind of expose some weaknesses. So we've tried to get some strength on there. It was a little difficult with some of the scheduling this year. It seems a lot of other teams are more in their conference play early on, which made it a little difficult up here. But for the most part, I'm really hoping to see a lot here at these two tournaments, just to kind of challenge us and prepare us for postseason.
Something we were talking about a little bit earlier too, Caitlin, was playing those county rivals in districts. So we talked about the two that move on to the regions. You're not guaranteed to move on if you're that third place county team. So does it make it a little bit more interesting, maybe up the ante a little bit more when you're facing those county teams in district play?
Yeah, it is a little nerve-wracking, but I know since we did it last year and we have even more talent this year, I think, and we're just closer than we were last year, I think that we have what it's got to get back to that same spot and maybe even win regionals this time. So, yeah.
One last question for you both. Caitlin, in a senior season, that comes with a lot of emotions, comes with a lot of excitement. What are your goals for the season here in 2026?
I would just say not only to make myself better, but just to help the younger ones as they still have like 2-3 more years left, and just help them to get better for next year because I want to see them excel also.
Coach, some goals for this year?
Yeah, same. It's just, I feel like this group right here, you talked about like saying different names throughout the different classes, but this group's played such a big role just in their leadership. Like they want to see not just success like for themselves, but for the whole team. And I think that gives our program a lot of hope to just continue to build on, and they're going to leave a good mark. So I'm excited for what we have to continue to work with.
Well, we'll see you guys again when you face Greeneville later on. Guys, good luck the rest of the day. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
That's Coach Raven Borey and senior Caitlin McGinnis of the West Greene Lady Buffaloes. We just saw them in set one. Guys, thank you again for the time, as we'll talk with each one of our schools, each one of our players from those schools here locally as we get underway. This Greene County Play Day in set number 2.
This has been a fun set back and forth as well so far. North Greene, South Greene, an iteration of the Civil War here early on. North Greene had the upper hand early on, but since then we've seen a kind of back and forth affair as both teams have traded blows. Here recently it is South Greene as it was quite the effort, let's just say that, to try to switch on the microphones, but hopefully we're back on track here as we're trying to get these headsets situated. Just give me some grace. We got it underway. We got it settled. Anyways, that was fun. That was awesome to get to talk with Coach Raven Borey and, of course, Caitlin McGinnis. Man, how poised was she? Not only as the setter in that first set, but also as a speaker. That was awesome to hear from her as well. One of the 3 seniors on that West Greene lineup as well this season. As trying to look for my roster here just to make sure that is checked. Good swing on the outside there by Kinley Eastep. And didn't get to see much of that first set, but just got to kind of get a feel of the game. I think South Greene's on a 7-1 run currently, by the way. But Caitlin McGinnis, one of the 4 seniors, on that West Greene Lady Buffalo team. Of course, Caitlin McGinnis with Maddie Evans, Emma Gray, and Deborah Julian. West Greene has this second set off. They'll be in action later here on Court 2 against Greeneville. That will be the next set that we see. So we'll keep a close eye on Caitlin, obviously, and a lot of those storylines that Coach Borey was talking through. But what a time. What a opportunity there to talk with both of them. Talking with all of our county teams, all of our players from those teams here today. How about South Greene, though? They have stormed back, and they have taken a 11-5 lead. So it seems like I had the score wrong. So that's now a 10-1 run for the Lady Rebels, as they have been storming back here early in this second set of action. This one's in the net. North Greene will get the serve back for the first time in quite some time. Get to look at that North Greene side of the court. Of course, without one of their star players in Josie Graham. She's got that injured wrist, and so she is out of commission for at least a week into this regular season to begin. South Greene with the serve back, leading 12-6. This is the first we've seen of South Greene here today already, and My goodness, they've come shot out of a cannon, not really needing much time to get warmed up. Well, they needed about 5 points to get warmed up, and ever since then they have stormed back. That's to say the least, but good to see them flying around here. The Lady Rebels looking to get the 18th straight trip, is it, Tyler, to Murfreesboro under their belt, which is just staggering to see. 12-7 after the attacking error by the Lady Rebels. Of course, returning talent Emma Paget, Emma Bailey, Kinley McCaslin. Those are your three big names to watch, I guess you could say, entering 2026. But also, like Coach Greg mentioned a little while later, or a little while ago, you mention anybody and you're going to leave somebody off. Haley Bird, returning senior to this ever-talented squad as well. I hope you're excited as I am, because I'm like a kid in a candy store whenever I get to see all of our schools in action on the same day. I mean, this is just so cool. And with the crowd that we've got on hand here today, it just kind of proves what we've been talking about with volleyball and its popularity here in Greeneville and Greene County. You see Traylon Sutherland there, somebody we haven't talked about as much on the volleyball court here early on in her high school career. It's funny, you take a look at these athletes that make such impacts early on in their freshman and sophomore years. Certainly that's been Traylon Sutherland, an all-state basketball season last season, as well as an all-state softball season. Hey, you know what that means? She needs the trifecta, Tyler. An all-state volleyball season, and she'd be a 3-sport all-stater, which is very, very rare, and it'd be incredibly impressive. Now, I'm not saying that to put any pressure on her, but just saying it would be cool. It would be a fun storyline to watch. Sutherland, a big swing, a big dig there by Emma Paget, though, as they trade a volley or two back and forth. Back row attack by Paget. It's cleaned up by the North Greene libero and Addie Dean. She's a sophomore as this is tooled off to the right, and North Greene reaches 10, 13-10. So a couple of good exchanges so far as we see Katie McDevitt return to the hardwood. But she'll be missing her other pin hitter counterpart in Josie Graham, as we'll talk with Coach Hannah Stansfield coming up. We'll talk to them next at that 6:30 mark, the second half of our 6 o'clock hour. Good swing there by Kinley McCaslin. You're used to hearing it. South Greene pin hitter on the outside. One of her first opportunities here tonight. That one looked good to put the Rebels up by 4. And Coach Greg also talked about Ava Brobeck. As you see, that's number 8 serving here for South Greene. Another one of those names that he mentioned as a player to watch on his squad here in 2026. Same goes for Jalen Fillers. You see on the right side there opposite. Good dive there, and unfortunately puts it in the net, but Bailey Youmans, and another one of those players to watch. I had the wrong point there. It is 14-11. 11 serving 14, that is. Good receive there by Bailey. Brobeck sets it up. They go quick, do the Rebels, but North Greene responds nicely. This is way out, and South Greene is the first to reach 15. So Chloe Keys, that's who's wearing the number 8 for the Lady Huskies, another multi-sport athlete for the team out of Baileyton. An outside attack by the Lady Huskies, and that one falls true by the freshman Kenzie Burns. 15-12, the Huskies keeping it close. They pull within 3. Substitution is made as Elsa and Allie Cantwell onto the hardwood. Another team that's pretty balanced throughout. They've only got 2 seniors this season, North Greene. That's Chloe Grubb, that's Emily Crisp. But again, a junior class that we have been looking at for quite some time. They're on the north side of the county. That includes Charlie Turnmeyer, Josie Graham, Kinley Eastep, Katie McDevitt, Traylon Sutherland, Chloe Keys, Heidi Trentham. I mean, that junior class is just loaded with talent. Brobeck set to the outside, is put away by Emma Paget. What a save there by Addie Dean. It won't get across the net, but quite the effort to get the up in the first place. I would not want to be on the other side of that swing from the sophomore Emma Paget. Tyler, who is the new player to watch, a freshman at North Greene this year? Is it Allie Cantwell? Okay, so it is Kenzie Burns. Okay. I wasn't sure. I knew it was one of those two, but so Kenzie Burns, yes, a new insertion into this North Greene picture as well, wearing the number 21. So you saw on the right side there. South Greene taking an 18-12 lead. Now we got all the stars in the house here today from Hal Henard Gym. Saw Trey Thompson a little while earlier. Danielle Jenny Rader. Got a couple more familiar faces in the house here today. And Jamison Williams of South Greene basketball. Saw Parker Quillen here a little while ago. Star-studded cast to say the least. The service here, and it'll be 13 serving, 19 with the Huskies at the service line. Coming up here in this third set, we'll have the Greeneville and West Greene game here on court 1. Big swing there by Estep on the outside. Point Huskies, they pull within 5. Overpass. And the Huskies can't take advantage. South Greene's the first to 20 as they lead it by 6. McDevitt's off. In will come Estep. Or check that, Evans. As the Rebels go back to the service line as Jalen Fillers to send it across from right to left. Good receive there by Allie Cantwell. Received by McCaslin on the give and go. Good bump up there by Keys. A touch too strong off the right arm of Kinley Estep. I think they're going to go appeal it there at the bottom of the tower. But as for now, no change. 21 serving, 14. Fillers back to the service line. Puts it across. Nice receive there by Dean. Stable platform, but a fumbled exchange directly after. And South Greene scores the point, 22-14. This will be a District 1 Single A district contest between the Huskies and the Rebels. As South Greene pulls to 2 away from snatching this first set. You look at the schedule that is. North Greene is the first Single A opponent that South Greene will face. They'll face off on September 2nd against the Huskies. They will play twice this season, both in September on the 2nd and the 22nd of the month. As Estep swing finds the nylon, and South Greene has set point. At September 2nd match is at South Greene High School, and on the 22nd, they're in Baileyton. Jalen Fillers looking to end this one early. Falling away, the swing by Aubrey Smothers is out of bounds. North Greene reaches 15. Here's that talented freshman we talked about, Kenzie Burns. The Davy Crockett transfer. On the right side, Emma Paget pulls the curtain closed on this first set, which goes to the Lady Rebels. You saw South Greene reel off that 9-0 run early on. The biggest lead was at 10. We saw one lead change, one tie, but after that rocky start, South Greene would coast, and they used a big-time performance from Emma Paget to get it done. Set 1 to the Rebs. We'll see if we get to a second set here. It's scheduled to go to 6:25, so I believe that might be all we get to see here on court 2 for the time being. Over there on court 1, can't get a great look at that, Tyler. I'm not sure the score of that Chuckey-Doak and Greeneville game. But I believe that's all we're going to see here on court 2. We'll talk to Coach Tana Stansfield of North Greene coming up. Set 1, a thriller. Chuckey-Doak West Greene tied, going to extra points at 28. Set 2 that we see at South Greene besting North Greene by a score of 25-15. We go to break. The Greene County Playday continues after this from First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
In Greeneville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference. At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles!
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hard-working equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
Here at Smoothie King, we're ready to help you rule the day. Our smoothie specialists get you exactly what you need to get you moving. Every smoothie is made fresh, right in front of you. Real fruit, real fuel, no shortcuts. And it's not just smoothies. From signature toast to loaded bowls, there's a menu built to keep up with you. Whatever your day calls for, Smoothie King has it, and the value to match, right here in Greeneville.
Hello, welcome back from Hal Henard Gym as Tyler Nichols rejoins the crew here upper mezzanine of Hal Henard Gym. Tyler, wow, 2 great sets of volleyball so far. We talked with Coach Boer, we talked with Coach Gregg, talked with Caitlin McGinnis as well. We're about to see West Greene and Greeneville here on this first court. But these games continue to deliver. I know that one we saw South Greene score a couple in a row there. It was a 10-0 run that they would use to kind of distance themselves from the North Greene Lady Huskies. But still some really good fight from North Greene without Josie Graham. Again, we continue to talk about these themes, these storylines. Certainly in District 1 Single A, it's going to be a battle this year.
Absolutely, and we got a little bit of a glimpse of it right there with North Greene and South Greene. And South Greene just imposing their will right there. They did a really good job at taking advantage and stepping on their throat and not letting them back up. The earlier game with Chuckey-Doak gets a big lead, and then West Greene's able to draw them back in right there. But South Greene showing why they're a state tournament team literally year in and year out with 17 straight appearances, because they get in right there and take a huge lead and then keep it all the way until the end.
Absolutely, and we're about to sit down with Coach Tana Stansfield as well. I kind of talked to her about her team. I know we saw some younger players contributing there early on, and also some youth on that North Greene side, but you can't help but overlook that junior class, Tyler, that junior class of Traylon Sutherland and Katie McDevitt when they get Josie Graham back, Kinley Eastep. It's been that one that we've circled for years now, and it's been the one that we're going to look to in 2026 to make a big impact.
Absolutely, and you saw it right there, too. You had Traylon get up and get a few big plays right there. Of course, missing Josie at the time with an injury. Right. Katie doing some good things out there. Kinley with a big one over there on the left side. That's the class that everybody's been paying attention to for 2 years now, and will end up being 3 and then 4 in the future, because you saw how deep that class is with as many athletes as they have. You see them as a freshman and think they're doing some good things, but then once you really saw them blossom last year as sophomores, you knew they were going to be an issue. And I think North Greene could be one of those teams that could surprise a lot of people this year. I think they could make some noise in the postseason and maybe in the regular season too, with some upsets, just because of that junior class and how tough they are. And when you add some transfers in there too, that really helps bolster your team also and gives you a lot of depth. And I think that's what North Greene's got this year that maybe they haven't in a couple of years.
No doubt. We're about to see West Greene and Greeneville. We already saw West Greene against another District 1 2A opponent. They took them to extra points against Chuckey-Doak, who makes that state tournament run last year. So West Greene team now, Tyler, hey, I'll just say watch out here in 26.
I will agree with that. They've looked really strong today, and I'd like to see what they carry over into the regular season today. It's a long regular season, and you really don't know what you're going to end up getting, but it's really fun watching them here on Jamboree Day, and then seeing kind of how the teams mesh together. We've seen a lot from them early on, and they had a longer game than normal too, so we got to see a little bit more than usual, but excited to see what they've got in this one coming up too.
Tyler, we got a special guest on the broadcast here, head coach Tana Stansfield. Head coach Tana Stansfield, year one head coach here in Baylorton, as we sit down and talk with her on the Huskies offset, we'll call it. Coach, how awesome is it to get all these schools out here competing on the same floor a week from the season starting?
Oh, I love it. And to see all the people here watching, and I appreciate you all doing this coverage, because I feel like volleyball is one of those sports that kind of gets, pushed to the side. So it's awesome. And I love, we'll start our season next week, and we kind of get to see what we're up against.
And definitely, I mean, we've talked about that today. It does kind of get swept under the rug, but it definitely shouldn't this year. I mean, the amount of talent that we've got, and we just saw there in that last set. I know you're down Josie Graham, one of your best players, so not a full-strength group. What can you tell us about, I guess, that group, though? I know we'll look past that last set. We won't talk about that too much, because obviously we're still, practicing glorified scrimmage out here today. But what can you tell us about that group, some impact players to watch for this year?
Honestly, I said I've got 15 girls that are on the roster, and every one of them kind of benefit the team in some way, whether it's, I'm going to give a shout-out to little Kanan Buchanan. She doesn't play a lot, but her practice, she's always there at practice. She's always willing to participate, and she never complains. And that says a lot this day and age, because, a lot of kids expect playing time and stuff, but Kanan, she's a good one. Of course, we've got Chloe Grubb. She's a senior, and Emily Crisp. And they, I like watching Chloe go up there and hit. She's a lefty, so it kind of, you don't get to see that very often. Charlie Turnmeyer, she didn't play last year. She played her freshman year, and she's come in and made a big difference. Then, of course, Josie, hopefully we'll get her back before the season's over. Fingers crossed. She's just a great all-around player. Let me look at my list here. I don't want to miss anything.
I know. That's what Coach Greg said. You mentioned one, you're going to leave out three others.
Kinley Eastep, if she can get out of her head when she's hitting, she can hit the snot out of the ball. But she thinks about it too much, and she worries about, you getting upset that she missed the ball or whatever. Katie McDevitt, I mean, you can't say enough about Katie. She's out there, and she's very, I don't want to say emotional, but she is so wanting to win the game so bad, and she tries so hard, and she there's a lot of fight in her. And then, listen, Traylon Sutherland, you can't say enough about her. She is, I call her the mama of the team, because she's kind of like, she takes, if somebody tweaks an ankle, or she's the one who kind of goes and gets the tape and everything. And Chloe Keys, we put her, she's a junior. I think she set last year. She was a primary setter, but we tried a couple different things there against Greeneville, but we put Chloe in for that South Greene, and she does a great job. She's just Chloe. Heidi Trentham, and Heidi had a car accident on the way here today. She was rear-ended on the bypass, so Heidi and Briley had a very eventful day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So
do they ride together?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And Kylie Salisbury, I can't say enough about her. She's just a little bitty, and if there's a ball in her, she's getting it. And I feel like she's quiet, and everybody forgets about her. Addie Dean, Addie is a great libero. She gets mad at herself and frustrated, and I tell her, you just got to let that last play go and keep on trucking. Of course, Briley, she's actually, we've got her setting this year. She plays some travel ball, and they've changed up and had her at the setter position, and she's learning and doing a great job. She's always willing to listen and take advice or whatever. And again, Kanan. Kenzie Burns, she was actually supposed to go to West Greene. She's a freshman, and I mean, as you can see, she comes out here and sets. She's got one of the prettiest sets I've seen. I mean, she's very quick, and she can
Both
hit.
of your freshmen today really did well, her and Cantwell.
Yeah, they did. And Kenzie come in, I mean, it's like she's been with these girls all along. And then, of course, Allie, she's a great little back row player, and just very quick. So, I mean, I've got a great team. I know every coach says that, but they've taken me in and put up with my questions, and I told Mercy, I can't do it without Mercy. She's just been so good. But yeah, just a great group of girls.
And you talk about that welcoming you in. It is your first year, not first year at North Greene, but first year as the head coach of the volleyball program. And it came a little bit later there in the I guess the calendar year.
Yeah.
How has this transition been like for you as a first year head coach?
It's been, I coached 13 years ago. But my son, he was little, and so I kind of stepped back. And it's different now because I've got the time and effort to put in to doing it. But again, all these girls, I don't want them to hear this, they can coach themselves. I mean, but with them playing multi-sports, it's kind of easy to transition into that. And, I mean, we took off all of June because they had basketball. So, I mean, they've been working their tails off in July and getting ready for the season next week.
And you speak of North Greene, too. I think it's especially hard at a school which focuses so heavily on basketball not to have any practices in June. I mean, that is just incredible. How far has this team already come in the short amount of time that you've had them?
Oh, a long way. And like I said, I told them, Emmeline coached last year, and I said, I don't care what position you played. If you want to try to be a setter, if you want to go middle, we're going to let you do that. So, and they've been great. A couple of them, I've put them in different positions, and they weren't too happy about it to begin with, but they've adjusted. And like I said, they're coachable, great coachable kids.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for sitting down. We'll talk with a couple of your players. Who we got up here? We got Kinley and Katie?
No, we've got Chloe Grubb, she's a senior, and Katie McDevitt. Okay,
perfect. We'll talk to them. Coach, thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
We appreciate it, Coach. That's Hannah Stansfield, year one in Baileyton as the North Greene volleyball head coach. So we'll get these two players, Chloe Grubb and Katie McDevitt, on here in just a moment. West Greene and Greeneville, that's been some fireworks here early on as we currently have a 7-6 ball game. Greeneville leading West Greene now, if that scoreboard is correct down there. Let's get Chloe over here too. I'm gonna do this. Katie, I'll tell you what. We're gonna do an exchange here. Where's Chloe at? Where'd she go?
Chloe, come here.
All right, you can go ahead and put that on. Sorry, kind of on the fly here. Chloe, you're not gonna hear great out of this, but hopefully you can hear well enough anyway. Here you go. All right, you hear everything okay? Probably need to invest in a third headset. What do you think?
Maybe a little bit.
All right, so I got Chloe Grubbs. I got Katie McDevitt here. Chloe, you're a senior. Katie, you're obviously a junior here. With the set before that we just saw aside, we won't go into that too much. I know the season carries more weight than the play day. Let's just talk about the emotions of the play day. I mean, you get to see some friends, maybe some enemies as well here on Tuesday. But how cool is it to play all these other county teams on the same court?
I would say it's very cool. There's definitely high emotions coming into a play day because obviously you want to play good, but the chemistry really needs to be built, I would say, and that's one thing we really need to work on. But other than that, I feel like we didn't play bad, but really just playing together and, playing together, I really would say.
I agree with Katie. We need to work on our chemistry and bonding with each other, but it felt really cool to be playing against my old school, and I'm excited for this season to come.
I agree.
Chloe, you're a senior coming in under a first-year head coach as well. You and Emily, I mean, you've been the two seniors. Have you all both played all 4 years?
She played for a different school, but I played for South Greene, so I played all 4 years.
All 4 years of high school volleyball. What are the emotions like for you? Because I know that senior year is going to carry a little bit different of a feel, different of an emotion entering your final season. How has that been?
It's very sad. I've been playing volleyball since 2nd grade, so it's a big step for me thinking about going to college and not being able to play volleyball anymore.
Katie, I know you're no stranger to the club scene. You play with Ahava, obviously, go Ahava, but a junior class for you, and I know losing Josie early on is going to throw a wrench on things, but what are your expectations, maybe some goals that you're looking forward to here in 2026?
So losing Josie kind of hurt us a little bit just because it was very unexpected, but we've also had a harder time adjusting to having that loss because she is such a big asset to our team. So, I mean, that was a shock to all of us, so really we've had a hard time adjusting to that. But, I have very high expectations for this season. Again, building connections and chemistry and stuff like that will come. But, yeah, I have very high expectations for this season.
And then for both of you, I think we asked Caitlin McGinnis this a little while ago for West Greene. To play in a district where you've got 2 other county rivals in it as well, how does that kind of play into it as well? Because it's not only a region or a district game, but you're also playing for some bragging rights in county. Is that talked about a little bit?
I would say it is a little bit. Yeah, having 2 big rivals is hard for everybody, but it makes the emotions higher, and everybody's a little more nervous. And so, I mean, like big student sections and hearing a bunch of people at the same time is kind of crazy, but I mean, I feel like that's all we've ever known, so we've kind of just adjusted to it, but yeah.
I agree with Katie. It's just kind of weird at the same time.
Yeah.
Because we all play each other during season. We all become friends because we're in the same county, so
yeah.
It's different.
And especially you playing at 2 different schools as well. So you get the whole experience too. For both of you guys too. One moment here, so we check in on this game. Chloe, we'll start with you because obviously you've been here for 4 years at the Prep Volleyball scene, and we'll go to you, Katie, next. But it seems like volleyball has never been bigger, especially here in Greene County. To see this event put on here today, to see the crowd, to see everybody just get into it and get behind volleyball, what does that mean for you?
It just means the sport is growing, and it makes more opportunity for everybody to play. And it's going to be more challenging to be on the teams, and it's just going to be a full experience itself, dealing with a lot of people.
You see it the same way?
Yeah, the crowd today is kind of crazy, but yeah, the sport growing in general is awesome to me. Yeah, I would agree with everything Chloe said.
And Coach Stansfield told me this is a team that didn't practice any of June because basketball is so busy. So you've only really had a month and a week to play together. What's been that improvement from day 1 to now here on the 11th of August?
Yeah, we practice passing every day, but only being able to practice that for a month compared to everybody else practicing for 2 or 3 maybe. I mean, just putting in the work every day. It's been crazy to see the improvement, people growing together, building chemistry together.
I agree with everything Katie's saying. We all are growing as a team. Even though we've only had a month, I think we've came really far, especially with having multiple new girls on the team.
Yeah.
This is a district where South Greene has been to that state tournament now for 17 years in a row. You have West Greene, who brings up that middle school class who won a state tournament. North Greene has always been looked at as a basketball school. Do you see the tide maybe starting to shift? And maybe it doesn't even need to shift, but do you see volleyball earning more respect and being taken a little bit more seriously at North Greene?
Yeah, I think that's kind of our goal is because basketball really is a big thing at North Greene, so I think we're really trying to get that same look on volleyball too. But it is very overlooked, I would say. But I do think that I think it's starting to shift a little bit. Maybe that's what we're trying to do. That's the goal, at least.
I agree. We're trying to shift it to volleyball and equal it out because all of us are great players in the end, and it's just.
1 week, Katie. Thank you so much for taking the time. Hey, good luck the rest of the day. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
That's Chloe Grubb and Katie McDevitt at North Greene Volleyball. I certainly appreciate them taking the time. We're going to see them the last set of action here at 7:30. You can set those down there. We'll take care of them. But I appreciate the time again, guys. Thank you. Good luck the rest of the way. North Greene and West Greene, we'll see them here on court 2 here before the night ends. We're going to try to do this Houdini trick where I try to put this microphone down and put a headset on.
Ta-da, we did it. We're good to go. So, yeah, really cool getting to talk with those girls as well. I mean, again, what great talent that we've gotten to speak to already, as West Greene has now taken a 15-11 lead. It's going to force a Greeneville timeout. So haven't been able to see much of this game again, the nature of it. You're going to see the trends, but, man, what a fun day. What a fun day from beginning to end, getting to talk with these local schools and their coaches and its athletes. Talk with Coach Stansfield, and that's really shocking to me if you're just now tuning in. Coach Stansfield said this is a team is a program in North Greene. Obviously, they've been to 7 straight girls basketball state tournaments, but they take the month of June off of volleyball. So this is a team that's really only been in commission for a little over a month, and really not even that, because you factor in dead week, they've probably been in action for right at a month, and that is just really, really special, especially considering how they fared, especially considering that they were without Josie Graham, who Coach Stansfield said they hope to get back before season's end. So that was Chloe Grubb, senior, and that was Katie McDevitt, a junior, on this North Greene Huskies team. So watch out for those 2 names throughout this year in Baileyton. What a swing right side. Greeneville and West Greene. How about the way these Buffaloes have played here today? A net violation against the Green Devils, and West Greene has taken a 16-11 lead. Full transparency, my mother-in-law is the head coach of the Greeneville Lady Devils. Full transparency, my wife is on the coaching staff as well. We'll try to keep it unbiased. Maybe if not, put a spin the opposite way. But as I say that, a serve goes into the net and makes it 16-12. Such a tremendous opportunity today as well, getting to see this growing sport in the area. Appreciate all those tuning in here on First Horizon GreeneSportsZone as well. Maybe it's your first time viewing a volleyball game. Well, you came to the right place. We'll have multiple games throughout our fall season, as it's one of those 3 main sports that we're going to be covering here in the fall. Of course, football on your Thursday and Friday night with middle school and high school gridiron action, but girls soccer and volleyball early on in weeks. We're going to focus a lot on volleyball because of the in-district correlation that many of these teams have. What a perfect introduction to this ever-growing sport. It's made quite the impression here today, not only on me and our crew here, but also the fans in attendance. Greeneville, by the looks of it, has not played well here. It's been a mistake-laden first set of action between them and West Greene. The first we've seen of this Lady Devil team, but West Greene has really played well on the contrary. It's set there by Leah DeAngelis and Riley Ireland on that right side pin. A funny story about Riley, She's the lone senior on Greeneville's team this year. As we kind of get our notes shuffled around, Riley's from Ireland. She transferred here before her junior season. She's only been in the States for 2 years, and they've both been at Greeneville High School. We talked to her at Lady Devil Volleyball Media Day. It's quite the story. You talked with Coach Aiken as well. Certainly someone that she speaks very highly of, and she is, as some of the kids would call, a pro's pro, right? She is such a great sportsman or sportswoman. She carries herself with such a high level of integrity and character. I mean, it is really a joy. And each of these girls here today that we've talked to, Caitlin McGinnis, Chloe Grubb, and Katie McDevitt, they've all displayed that same level of professionalism that you'd expect when you're maybe interviewing a job candidate, right? I mean, it has been truly special to sit down and talk with these young ladies. So Greeneville had an errant whistle there. I'm not sure what it was, but I guess we're going to replay the point is what it seems. Ireland will serve here right to left. 14 serving 17 as Greeneville looks to claw back. Another storyline, we'll talk with Coach Aiken coming up here this next set about this Greeneville team. That'll be fun as well. But another one of the storylines for this Greeneville team, it's going to be the sisters up front at the net. Yes, you have Katie Johnson, the sophomore outside. You also have Gabby Atchison, the junior middle blocker. They're sisters, as you see them. Gabby's off to the side, but Katie J, she's poised to have a great year for Greeneville. It's a Greeneville team as well. You lose Briley Tulloch from a season ago. You lose a couple of those contributors. McCaslin, who transfers to South Greene over the offseason, and just a newer look Lady Devil team, still with just the one senior, so understandably so, they're going to have a younger, slightly less experienced squad this season, something in which we'll ask Coach Aiken about. Speaking of youth, though, West Greene showing that they have had no problem with it here tonight. 18 serving 15 Lady Buffs at the service line. Kayla McGinnis, who we talked to earlier, will float it across from left to right. Caitlin, one of 4 seniors on this Lady Buffalo squad. It's received by Skylar Blair for Greeneville. Punched over in the middle by Aubrey Honeycutt, and the Lady Devils pull within 2. Katie J comes on at the substitution line, and Aubrey Honeycutt will escort out. Willow Aiken, Wiz as they call her, that's sister-in-law. She'll serve it from right to left. Good block in the middle there by Katie J, and what an effort to keep it alive by Aaliyah Aiken. Katie J, back row attack, and that one's golden. Another substitution here as Greeneville cuts the deficit in half. They have pulled within one. Will Aiken back at the service line. Excuse me, had a little bit of coughing fit there. Aiken to serve. It hits the tape and falls back in. West Greene is one away from 20. And as we check the time, it is a 25-minute time limit for those keeping score at home. Not your traditional best 2 of 3, not your traditional best 3 of 5 like we'll see in the season. Just 25 minutes as we saw in the first set. West Greene tied with Chuckey-Doak at 28. And in that second set for both teams, both sides of the court, they each played just one set apiece. McGinnis sent into the net here. What a job by the Buffs to keep it alive. Sent over by Deborah Julian. Katie J outside swing. Buffs continuing to fight. Blair back row and overpass, and Greeneville given the point. 4 touches on the West Greene side of the court. The Devils stay within 1. What a back and forth we've had here on court 2. Here for our third game of 5 that we will see here today. A couple of substitutions made for Greeneville, one of them the setter in Allison Hayes. Received by McGinnis, and overpass, tipped at the net by Katie J. And the point given to the Buffs. They are the first to reach 20. A packed out house here today at Hal Henard Gym, and we'll get a crowd shot here in between points. Kaylee Edwards comes off. In will step Journey Lamans, and another sub is made for West Greene as Maddie Evans goes in to serve. But just, again, going to speak on that popularity of the sport here in Greene County. Every county school and the city school represented here at the prep level as Lamans can't get it over the white tape. Greeneville continues to stubbornly stay in it. It's 20-19. The Devils trail by 1. They've got the serve. Katie Johnson back to the service line. (19) serving 20. McGinnis swatted over here by Williams, the freshman. Atchison finds that back left corner and buries it inbounds. We're tied at 20. Greeneville has fought and clawed their way all the way back from a hefty deficit to now sit even with the Lady Buffs at 20. Single A versus double A here in our third set of the evening. Nice receive there by McGinnis, a pass that lofts itself over the R1, and Greeneville has their first lead in quite some time. Katie Johnson to service. Spun in, and that is pretty. An ace. And Greeneville leads by 2. 22 serving 20 after a pair from Katie Johnson. Over on court 1, South Greene and Chuckey-Doak do battle. 22 serving 20. Set in the middle by Leah Aiken. What a dig by Aiken. Hayes can't get to it. West Greene now playing from behind, pulls within 1. 22-21. And such an exciting time of the season to speculate, to talk about these stories for each team represented here today as Greeneville gets the block from Gabby Atchison. It's 23-21. West Greene is not on the schedule this year for Greeneville. They won't play West Greene. They will not play North Greene. The 2 county teams that will be on that schedule is South Greene and Chuckey-Doak. Of course, Chuckey-Doak, it is an in-region game as West Greene they'll send Emma Gray to serve. It's received by Johnson, and Greeneville can't get it over in 3. We're tied at 23. Here's Gray once again. And a deadlock at 23 all. I believe we're going to have a timeout on the floor here. Have they called time on this match? I believe they have. We've got another tie for West Greene. They tied in that first set against Chuckey-Doak. Here they are tied at 23 in their second game played. And they'll be tied with the Green Devils at the end of this one. What a match. Fun back and forth. Greeneville comes back. They storm across late. And that is our final of sorts. It's West Greene 23, Greeneville 23 here in the third set of the day. Action continues next. The Greene County Play Day from Hal Henard Gym. Coming up, we have North Greene and Chuckey-Doak. That's on the docket in the 7 o'clock hour. We'll also talk with Greeneville head coach Sarah Aiken and a few Lady Devils we just saw perform here today. The Play Day continues right after this. You're listening and watching on First Horizon GreeneSportsZone.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman-Bernard in Greeneville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman-Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greeneville, where we will save you money.
For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has been serving the Tri-Cities with a personal touch because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet fixes to major plumbing repiping, we have the expertise to get it done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect fit. Our technicians stand behind their work and leave your space spotless. Need a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Your project needs power. Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
Hello once again and welcome back. Live from Hal Henard Gym, the Greene County High School Volleyball Play Day is in full swing. Set 4 of 5 that we'll see here tonight. I got to keep up with this. I might need to write it down. Set 1, it saw West Greene tie with Chuckey-Doak 28-28 after the 25-minute time limit. Set 2 saw South Greene take care of North Greene 25-15. They could not begin a second set because they indeed were out of time. Set 3, the set in which we just saw West Greene and Greeneville tied at 23 apiece. The 7 o'clock hour will start. We'll see Chuckey-Doak and North Greene here on the court nearest to us, and we will see South Greene and West Greene on the far side court. We'll talk about this North Greene and Chuckey-Doak game. We'll also talk with head coach Sarah Aiken of the Greeneville Lady Devils here in just a little bit. Talk to her about that set of action that she just played. Talk to her about the game against Chuckey-Doak that they played a couple sets ago. They will end their night against South Greene over on court 1. We will end our night with Greeneville and South Greene on this court as well. So there you have it, Greeneville, South Greene. So we'll talk to Coach Aiken in between the two games that we'll see from Greeneville, as well as we just saw from Coach Tana Stansfield. We will see her crew here against the returning state quarterfinalists in the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights. A District 1 single A versus a District 1 double A opponent once again. We saw North Greene face the other 2A or their other 1A rival in South Greene a little while ago. Here they are punching up a weight class against a county rival. Here they are in their warm-up line, so we'll kind of talk to Tyler again. Tyler, throw this headset on. Let's do some talking again because, again, we got more and more to speak on each and every set. What a fun day it's been. What a day. Another battle there.
Say that again. I'm really loud. There we go.
Yeah. What do you think of that battle we just saw?
It was a really good battle to see. Greeneville looks really solid once again, as they have pretty much the whole entire night so far. And it's crazy that West Greene plays 2 games and both end in ties, but sometimes that's just how it goes. But for West Greene, man, that team looks a lot better than I think a lot of people thought they would. A lot of those freshmen being able to plug in and use right away, and a lot of those returning players look really solid. You didn't know how West Greene would look with losing so much, but they look really good so far. And with Greeneville, you saw a lot of the same. They were losing a lot, but they've looked really strong today in their outing that we've seen from them.
Yeah, certainly. And man, it just continues to blow my mind seeing the support and just talking with the girls as well. The sport has never been bigger. Has really been echoed here today, hasn't it? Seeing by the judge of this crowd, by the judge of the support that we've had on hand here from Hal Henard.
Absolutely, and I think if you pull both bleachers out, you could get a pretty good crowd on both sides. It looks really crowded over here on the right side so far, and that's really good to see, especially here for a jamboree, and it's not a regular season matchup yet. It's good to see the turnout that we have here from all the county fans.
Here in between games, we've got head coach Sarah Aiken of the Greeneville Lady Devils and her daughter Willow Aiken. Coach, we'll start with that game that we just saw. Kind of a unique situation here with the play day. We'll talk about all of it, but just here briefly, I want to get your thoughts on that game that we just witnessed. What did you like from your girls?
Well, we had a few tough serves. We had a few balls get put down pretty good, but other than that, I wasn't super happy.
Fair enough. We'll talk about. We'll save that a little bit. We'll put it on the back burner. Let's talk about this event first. Tremendous event that we get to see as an annual event now put on each and every year. We see the community out in full force here today. That's kind of the most reassuring or promising thing for me, to see how many people showed up. Just how big is this event for local volleyball?
It is so magnificent. I tell you, I told the girls before we started today, there's young girls sitting up here. There's young boys out here watching this game, and how fun it is. It's communicative. It is a complete team sport, jumping, running, diving, and to see the community ready and to come out and cheer everybody on is super exciting for our sport.
I've been able to see this for years now, and this is by far the most people I've seen at a play day. Willow, you played this sport your whole life. Have you seen it similarly here in your junior year now? Have you seen that sport start to grow and pick up popularity?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's definitely more clubs coming around too, and then it's just growing all together. And I just know, like, when we have camps with the girls, the younger girls, there's more of them too, and it's just gonna continue to grow.
It's a really unique setup too. We were talking about there's no other sport, there's no other season that you'll see a sport have all 5 of the local teams in action. How cool is that, Willow, to get to not only play against some district rivals, but also some other county teams that's not on the regular season schedule?
Yeah, it's fun because definitely I don't get to play some people from North Greene, and I have friends everywhere, so it's really fun to get to play against them too.
Is it more fun to play against a friend or more satisfying to beat a rival?
It's more satisfying to beat a rival.
Sarah, how do you see that too, getting to play these other squads that you might not see every regular season? You get to see them in the preseason.
I'm going to say it's one of my favorite days of the whole season. I love these girls getting to come into this space and play this game. And one of the things that I really noticed today, I was just kind of watching in between rallies for our court, the level of volleyball has drastically increased. And so I think it might be very relatable with the size of crowd. It's just such an entertaining game. And then when you get these girls playing these, big balls and lots of pursuit, it's so fun to watch. And it really is one of my favorite days of the season.
And I definitely echo that. We were talking about it. West Greene took Chuckey-Doak to extra points. They tied at 28. They tied with you all 23-23. You had North Greene put up a huge fight against South Greene. It feels like that talent gap is closing, and schools that we're not used to talking about as volleyball schools, your North Greene, your West Greene, and they're coming in here and they're competing. How cool is that to see that those other schools are starting to come around on the sport?
I am so proud of our community. I'm so proud of Greene County girls sports because they're out here, they're getting gritty, they're sacrificing their body and getting balls up, and they're flying across the court, they're hitting the ball hard, they're making shots. I could not be more proud of Greene County and Greeneville girl sports and athletes right here tonight.
Willow, I want to ask your opinion as a player, because you're around the youth a lot more than we are, even as a coach or as a person talking about this sphere. Do you see that maybe volleyball has picked up, and I know basketball is still king around Greene County, but do you see some younger girls and some youth sports geared to volleyball now more so than ever?
Yeah, there's definitely almost all the little girls, they come to all the camps. I know some of them go to all of them in general, but a lot are going to the volleyball camps, and it's just, there's a lot of them in the stands right now. Look up and see them watching too.
I know you coach. You helped coach the Tyros club team at Ahava. You also helped out with the youth camp that you all put on a little while ago. How fulfilling was that for you to feed back into that younger community?
It's so fun because I remember looking up to the high school girls that used to coach me too, and it's just really cool to be one of those people to look up to.
Coach, let's talk about your roster. I know we got one sitting right here with us, but a pretty good one also. But let's talk about your lone senior, Riley Ireland. We spoke to her at Media Days. We spoke about her here on the broadcast during that last game. Just one senior on this year's squad, a team that lost a lot from a season ago. How big is it to return a captain as big as Riley Ireland?
I think it's a really special team to get to experience Riley as their captain. They love Riley, and Riley loves them. And to have Riley leading our team, and she's a great player. So she's a wonderful player. She is doing what she needs to do on the court. But what she does for our team culture and the leadership that she provides, it's a beautiful thing. I love it for our team.
Willow, you're a junior on this team. This is a big junior class this year. The most, I think we got 9 juniors on this year's squad. Let's talk about the varsity juniors, Coach, because we saw almost all of them on action. I know Leah's still dealing with that foot injury, but other than that, I think we saw every other varsity junior. Talk to us about some of those players that we can expect to make impacts here in 2026.
Right. Leah's nursing some stuff with her shoulder. The foot should be good now, but Aubrey, she came on big today. She's swinging. Her team has challenged her to come in swinging, and she did that tonight. Aubrey's a natural talent that we love cultivating. Gabby is just a beast. I had a coach from DB tell me, Sarah, you got a wall right there with Gabby. That's a great way to explain her. She is a competitor, and she is probably our competitive leader on the court. She just digs in. Skylar is one of the most consistent players that I've ever coached. She is so even-keeled. She's not going to be too high. She's not going to be too low. You're going to know exactly what you're going to get with Skylar, and that's something that this team needs because we have a lot of highs and lows. Speaking of the highs and lows, Natalie is super high, big high energy, big loud voice. You got to have that, and she leads really well with that. She works so hard. Natalie works. They all work incredibly hard. Leah DeAngelis coming in using hands. She has great location. Her hands are phenomenal. She worked really hard in the off-season. Super proud of her. I think I hit them all, except for Willow.
Moving on to that sophomore and freshman class, Willow, I'll ask you this too. Seems like this year's team, I know you lose some big-time players from last year's team, but it feels like the depth and the athleticism, top to bottom, is just bar none this year. How exciting is that for you as a player to see that you guys have so much depth?
It's so exciting because I know I can trust them on the court too. And it's just really fun when I know if I get a ball, someone else is going to be right behind me trying to touch it and get it over too.
And Sarah, how reassuring is that as a coach knowing that you can plug and play girls off the bench if you have a starter go down?
Yeah, what more could you want as a coach to develop players and have them ready to go? And, Katie Johnson, a young player, but she's come into this season really hungry for some big-time touches and just that constant pursuit of the ball. She pursues the ball just as hard as she hits the ball. So that's really fun to see. And, Paisley's coming in, and Paisley she injects the team with a lot of energy. So when you get to see her play, you're going to be pleasantly surprised with her amount of energy on the court.
Coach, this is a program that's been to multiple state tournaments in your tenure as an assistant or a head coach. Down year last year in terms of how you finished in the season. Certainly want to get back to that standard that the program has been at in years past. What does that look like this season? What's it going to take to get back to that level?
Yeah. It's going to take the girls not taking one touch for granted. It's going to take them being disciplined, and we talk a lot about what it looks like to be disciplined. We just had a big, long conversation about it down there right after that last set. But they're going to have to be very disciplined, and they can do it. It's a very athletic team. They can do it, but they're going to have to stay disciplined. They're also going to have to come out with a lot of confidence. They are young, but they have earned confidence. And sometimes you have to play without earning confidence, but they've earned it. And so they need to come out and play with it, and they will dominate. If they do those two things, they will dominate.
Willow, you're junior. You've not been to that stage maybe as a player yet before, but you've been a younger sister that has gone, and you've seen your older sisters get to that stage. Is there a little bit of almost like an I shouldn't say expectation, right, but I don't want to say added pressure either, but is that in the back of your mind when you enter in a season?
I mean, yeah, it's always going to be like, I got farther in than you in this season, but that just makes me want to go farther than they did and get it more than they did or something.
Do you think this team has what it takes to get back to state?
Oh, yeah, we really gritty. We don't like to lose, and we focus on the little things. We try to focus on the little things, and our team is so close and connected. Like, we've gotten so close this summer, and we've worked at, like, really the connections between each other, not even just, like, the players on the court, but the players on the bench and the players, like, the freshmen and some of the sophomores that aren't dressed out today. We're all just really close.
Coach, you look at this schedule here in 2026, and I don't mean to, put added pressure on anybody or say that making it to state is a successful season and is not a, that I don't want to get misconstrued. When you look at the schedule, you guys scheduled tough again this season. You've got some big-time opponents on the schedule here. As we go to the end of this sit-down, it's going to take a lot of grit. It's going to take, like you said, not taking one touch for granted. Talk to us a little bit about the schedule as well, and what went into some of the decision-making schedule-wise.
Well, I'll be honest with you. The last couple of years, the decision-making's been pretty easy. I'm very proud of our program for the grittiness that they have, and some of schools like Science Hill and DB and Lakeway. Those teams are so good for us to play. It's the ability and the opportunity to sharpen what we need to sharpen so we can get where we need to get. And I couldn't be more grateful for the opportunity to have them in our schedule. And they're tough. Those are some tough programs to play against year after year after year. But I believe that this team this season is more hungry than I've seen in a little bit. And so it's going to be really fun to see how they approach these matches coming up early on, like Monday.
Willow, Sarah, thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
Hey, good luck. And again, truly a tremendous event each and every year, and this year no different. It really shows you the community support and the popularity of the sport. It's never been bigger, never been better in Greene County. You do a tremendous job. Again, just wanted to say thank you again.
Thank you for covering the student athletes here so well. Appreciate you guys.
That's Willow Aiken. That's Sarah Aiken for Greeneville High School Volleyball. Coach Willow, thanks again as we turn our attention to the match here on the second court. We've been doing this Houdini trick. I've been trying to switch the microphone with the headset, so we're going to try to do that again. And we're going to be in 3, 2, 1.
Back on the headset, just like it fits like a glove. So there you go. North Greene coming back against Chuckey-Doak. We are nowhere close on the score. It's 14-8 Chuckey-Doak, so apologies for that as we look to fix the score. Hey, listen, I got distracted, okay? I got distracted. Talk with Coach, talk with Willow there. So my apologies, but certainly good to hear from more of our athletes here at the Greene County Playday, as well as another coach here for one of our prep volleyball programs. So we're going to try to get this score situated. It is now 14-9 with North Greene serving 9-14. So you see this North Greene Lady Huskies squad. We talked to Coach Stanfield about that squad as we see a big chase here for it. Another thing, too, that I wanted to mention, a lot of these teams, they play each other, so it's like you're a football team not wanting to dive into that full bag of tricks. You're going to want to almost hide your everyday lineup maybe or conceal it a little bit with the regular season just 6 days away. They'll get started on Monday, August 17th. And maybe that is a little bit of the showmanship for these high school programs. I know I would think that would be the case, and maybe that is the case. So keep that in mind as well. By no means is this, a regular season game where you got teams, battling with life on the line. Now, it does mean a lot, don't get me wrong, but that is just something of note. We'll just say that. North Greene reaches 10. It's 15-10. We've got the score correct now, as the Lady Huskies will send Kinley Estep on as a sub. Traylon Sutherland back to serve for the team from Baileyton. Chuckey-Doak will receive 1A versus 2A here on the fourth set of the day. Hate that we caught Coach Aiken after a less than stellar set of volleyball as they tied with West Greene. You can see there early on. Definitely a little discouraged about the team's performance. So that was kind of cause for a couple of those exchanges early on. You saw her a little bit disappointed. I shouldn't say disappointed in her team, but knows that her team should do better. We'll just say that. So for those just now joining us, glad to have Sarah and Willow on the broadcast here tonight. Thank you for tuning in. The Greene County Play Day, another installment of it here from Hal Henard Gym. They do it each and every year. We couldn't be more thrilled to have coverage of it this season, entering into what might be the most talent-loaded and star-studded volleyball season we've ever seen here in Greene County. And I don't say that lightly either. Service here for Chuckey-Doak, 12 serving 17 with the North Greene Lady Huskies coming up to end the broadcast. We'll talk with head coach Marissa Snap of the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights, as she will bring up one or two players with her as well. We'll talk to them just like we've talked to our other local programs here tonight. Appreciate those tuning in on Facebook and YouTube fronts here on First Horizon GreeneSportsZone. 13 serving 17 as the Huskies rattle off a pair of points. Again, the regular season gets underway this coming Monday, August 17th, for all these local schools. For West Greene, it'll be a home match against Cosby. For Greeneville, it'll be on the road, a game against perennial power Science Hill. Jaden Myers with a swing at the net there. For the South Greene Lady Rebels to start the season, it will be a home game against Jeff County. And for North Greene, it will be an away match at Chuckey-Doak. So North Greene and Chuckey-Doak actually starting the season against each other. Coming up this Monday, August 17th from Afton. And maybe we'll have coverage of that game. We will see. North Greene has stormed back. It's currently 18-14, but after the service error, it'll be 15 serving 18 for the North Greene Lady Huskies. Addie Dean, the libero, back in to serve as she heads back to the service line. Katie McDevitt trots off. Coming up, our final match of the night, it'll be North Greene and West Greene. And a vicious swing there by Belle Carricker. She puts that one away emphatically. So, no, not North Greene, West Greene, excuse me. It'll be Greeneville, South Greene in the final match of the day here from the Greene County Play Day. The high school volleyball jamboree, if you will, for those not privy to the new term. We'll talk with Coach Snap coming up about how she thinks her team has played through the first four sets here today. Chuckey-Doak has been the only team that hadn't had a set off so far. Carricker in the middle once again, and Chuckey-Doak reaches 20. 20 serving 15 as these two continue to go back and forth. Lady Black Knights coming off its first ever trip to the state tournament as a program. J.C. Taylor coming off an all-state type of season. As the service error will give it back to the Lady Huskies. I think you circle a couple other prospects, some notable, I guess you could say culprits. suspects for an all-state caliber season this year. Several of them looking to make a big season here for a second straight year in Afton. Macy Church might be one of them as we see her dive after that ball at the foot of the bleachers. Great play there by Macy Church, a talented senior on this year's squad. Double is called on North Greene, and Chuckey-Doak will inch one step closer, 21-15. This game has about 5 minutes left to play in it, as they do play 25-minute time limits here from the Greene County Play Day. So we'll keep a close eye on that as Haley Seidel at the service line will send it right to left. I've got paper all over the place here on the table in the broadcast booth. Good dig there by Addie Dean. How about that? Macy Church floating back. Have exchange at the net as Traylon Sutherland looks to swat it across court. Big swing there by Belle Carricker, excuse me. She has played exceptionally well here today in the middle of that Chuckey-Doak net. Haley Seidel floats one out of bounds. 17 serving, 22. It is South Greene and West Greene on that other court. It looks like, Tyler, that West Greene is leading 22-21 in that first set of action over there. They have tied twice already, West Greene that is. Did not see how they fared. Oh, no, I guess this is their other match. So no wins, no losses, 2 ties for West Greene. We'll call it that way. Here they are looking for their first win of the day on that first court over with South Greene. Like Sarah said just a few moments ago, a lot of young girls in the stands hoping that these players are them one day. Just a great, great showing from the community. Here from Hal Henard Gym. Belle Carricker puts it away, middle of the net. And Chuckey-Doak is 2 away from taking this first set. We've got about 3 minutes to play here as the time limit is just about ready to expire. Carricker back to send it across. Nicely done, and Chuckey-Doak has set point upcoming. Sutherland, opposite side hit. And it'll give the Huskies new life, 24-19. They fare better this time around than they did in that set we saw against South Greene. So that could be reassuring if you're a North Greene Husky faithful. Macy Church on the receiving end of it. Swing on the right side by Halen Ayers. And Chuckey-Doak takes set one. 25-19 at the end of the first set. I believe they're going to call it there as you see Chuckey-Doak with the biggest run of the game at 7-zip. We had 6 lead changes and 8 ties, but Chuckey-Doak pulling away there in that middle part of the set. And they were able to distance themselves enough. Or what are we going to do here? We're going to reset, see if we can play a couple points of set 2 here. Looks like West Greene just won on that first court on the far side. So West Greene might have just gotten their first win. Yeah, I wish we were on the floor there to see what the officials had said. Here we go. We start the second set, though. Nice find there by Traylon Sutherland as North Greene will get ahead as we start set 2. Now Sutherland will serve, 1 serving 0. Jaden Myers able to fit it in bounds there. We'll see a substitution here. It looks like they've called that game on that far side. West Greene defeating South Greene 25-23. It's 1-1 here in set 2 between Chuckey-Doak and North Greene. Huskies win the point, but I think our time may have just expired. So Chuckey-Doak wins it 1-0. And we'll see one more serve likely until this one wraps up. Katie McDevitt chases it down, hits it across. Seidel on the outside pin for Chuckey-Doak. I think the punctuation mark for her and this volleyball team. So we're at 7:25 now. This one should be getting wrapped up any moment now. We're going to play at least one more point here with Church back to serve. Sutherland a dump set. Chuckey-Doak wins the point. And we're still playing on. I'm not sure if it was because this one started a little bit later. I'm guessing that likely what it is for, what it's about. Macy Church with 3 serving 2. Kenzie Burns lost one out of bounds. And Chuckey-Doak will have the serve 4-2. They have the lead as well. Dean on the receiving end. Sutherland back to set. E-step with the 4th hit. Macy Church will stay as the server. Into the net once again. Chuckey-Doak fared pretty well here in this second set of the game. Coach Buchanan calling for a timeout on the near sideline. Coach Tana Stansfield says no. We'll play this one out. Burns looking to pull the string. Out that dig there from Chloe Keys. Again, another point for Chuckey-Doak. And they'll signal to the R1 last point, so we've got our final point here between Chuckey-Doak and North Greene. And it drops in favor of Chuckey-Doak. The Lady Black Knights have looked good here today, certainly continue that into their game against North Greene. They take it 1-0, leading 8-2 in the second set. The Greene County Play Day wraps up when we return. The final set of the night when we come back. This has been the Bachman-Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your need. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hey folks, it's Gateway Ford in Greeneville. Right now, everyone gets Ford employee pricing. The same deal Ford employees get. No games, no negotiation. Save maximum green in Greeneville today at Gateway Ford on Highway 11 East or at gatewayfordgreeneville.com. Save some green in Greeneville at Gateway Nissan, carrying on a 55-year tradition of doing business your way. Save thousands on Sentra, Rogue, Frontier, and more. Take the short drive to Gateway Nissan in Greeneville or online at gatewaynissangreeneville.com.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
Oh, we're headed to a fifth set live from Hal Henard Gym. Tyler Nichols, Matthew Palazzo saying hello and welcome back here from Hal Henard. The Greene County Play Day High School Volleyball prep season gets underway here as we begin in 2026 live on these First Horizon GreeneSportsZone channels. Appreciate you for tuning us in on a Tuesday night. 25-minute time limits each set. If you're a stranger, if you're just now joining us, hello and welcome. Glad you could stop by. We've talked with 4 of our 5 local coaches. Coming up, we'll talk with Black Knight head coach Marissa Snap and a player or 2 from the Lady Black Knights as well. Tyler, again, I'm just going to echo what we've talked about throughout the broadcast. What a fun event here today. I wish every sport could have a preseason jamboree like this one.
I agree, and it's nice to get all the county teams in one spot. You don't get that in football. You have some that play in other jamborees and some that don't participate in jamborees, so it's nice to see all 5 county teams get together here in one day, in one setting, in one location, and just showcase all the talent that we have here in the county. We keep reiterating it throughout the whole broadcast. This may be the deepest that we've ever had here for volleyball in Greene County, and we're seeing some of it tonight. Great showing right there by both teams. You saw Chuckey-Doak really impose their will on North Greene right there and show why they were a state tournament team last year. And for North Greene, I think it's you're going to have some growing pains going through the season. You're playing some really good competition here, and I'm not shy to say this is some of the best competition that North Greene will see all year playing these 4 county teams. So they've still got the opportunity to win one here with the next game coming up, but it's been a rough stretch for North Greene today, and for Chuckey-Doak, they've looked really solid so far.
Yeah, and for North Greene, we talked with Coach Stansfield. This is still a team that's learning how to play without Josie Graham. It's learning how to play just as a collective group. They've only been practicing for a month now to this point. That's probably a month shorter than a lot of these other teams have been practicing for. So it's good to see a team like North Greene facing this tough competition I would expect early on, because like you said, you've got 2 of the 3 top teams in that district in the same district on this court. So that's pretty good competition. Of course, you got South Greene as well as West Greene in one single A. And then the same goes for Greeneville and Chuckey-Doak. You know, the 2A opponents playing down in weight class, but they're playing some of the best competition in this region and is right in their backyard.
Absolutely. And for South Greene, they've obviously been at the top of that district for I don't know how many years now. I would assume 17.
Probably 17.
You've been to 17 straight state tournaments, but it's nice to see them do well. And they've got a tough competitor here with Greeneville to finish off. I'm excited to see how they do. And then on the opposite court, we've got those 2 other teams in that district with West Greene and North Greene. We'll be eyeing that one, obviously, while this game in front of us that we're broadcasting is going on. But looking forward to seeing what South Greene and Greeneville have here.
Hey, I'll say this, Tyler, before you go. If you've got a winner from today, I would say it has been West Greene. They tied with Chuckey-Doak, they tied with Greeneville, and they just knocked off South Greene. They'll be going for a perfect day of action here on that other court. We'll keep an eye on that one, but how about that performance today?
And they've looked good in all areas, too. We wondered, you've got some young girls on this team that are coming up from the middle school ranks and just playing their first competitive action of high school softball. So volleyball. So how are they going to do? And man, they look like veterans out there. West Greene has looked really good so far. Unless you knew, you probably wouldn't be able to tell that some of those girls out there were freshmen, and even some of the seniors you didn't see on the court last year just because you had such a heavy senior class that really led you last year. So West Greene, I think, was the team that people thought maybe would drop off a little bit. They've not dropped off one bit.
Yeah, it's certainly been a surprise for me to see. Like you said, losing a player like Cassidy Hill, it's certainly going to hurt, but it's definitely good when you return the talent that they have, and you've also brought up from the middle school ranks. They are loaded. They are balanced, as with a lot of these teams that we have seen here today. Greeneville looking certainly to bounce back from their less-than-stellar performance. They're in that 3rd set of action. They've got none other than the South Greene Lady Rebels here on their hands in the final set of the night. Set 5, a thriller, and we are tuned in for it. A lot of volleyball to be played here today as Chuckey-Doak will rest last. We'll get to talk with head coach Marissa Snap. We'll get to talk with a couple of Lady Black Knight players as well. As you see, a tremendous swing there on the right side by Gabby Atchison, and this ball is still in play. Katie J, nicely done. McCaslin gets it back row. Padgett pulls the string and ties us at 2. That's a crafty finish there by the South Greene outside. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk with Macy Church and Chloe Kirkpatrick coming up here in just a moment as we see a couple more points unfold here. I'll give you guys my headset. I'll use this one. It'll be a little bit easier to hear. Macy and Chloe, we'll get to you just 1 second here. Macy, you take this headset. I'm going to switch off. We've been doing this. We need to invest in some more headsets, but we just got a microphone here. Ladies, 4 straight games. How are you feeling at the conclusion of it?
I think it was pretty good. It really showed us what we were doing good at and what we needed to work on. So I think it really helped us a lot.
Yeah, and even though we played 4 games straight, I think we still kept our adrenaline up, especially during the last game when we knew it was kind of like we were going to be done after it. That helped, just keeping that in our minds.
Macy, Chloe, we've talked about, with each player and each coach that we've spoken to here today, the chance to get to compete against all 4 of the other local schools in the area. How special is it? How unique is that here today?
You know, it's all fun at the end of the day, like rival teams, I guess, but like I think it's like really cool to just come here and play everybody and show like what we're going to see in the season.
Yeah, we get insight on how the season might look and like what they're working on, what we're working on. So.
And then to have a Greeneville in your district as well, but also to play, some teams that might not be. I'm trying to look at the schedule here. I don't know if you all play West Greene and North Greene. I know you start the season. Maybe you start the season against North Greene.
Yeah.
And then looking for a West Greene. I'm not sure if you play West Greene, but it's kind of unique because in football we dealt with that for several years. But to get to play everybody, a little bit of friendship, a little bit of rivalry in there is pretty good.
Yeah, so, especially with playing with people like on travel teams, it's really fun.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot, as I'm sure it's been for you guys. But 4 straight games, and we talked at Media Day about this too. Just how excited are you guys to start this season, coming off such a successful campaign a year ago?
I'm so excited. You know, going into our senior year, we're going to really have to step up and be leaders. And I think all 4 of us are really stepping into that role good. And I'm just really excited to see how far we go because we have so much potential.
Yeah, like we said on Media Day, we've worked really hard, especially on serve receive. We've done a lot of that. And I think it's really shown on the court. We haven't really had aces, so that's good.
And then for you guys, coming into your 4th year, you've played every year under Coach Snap as well. You've almost had a bird's eye view each step along the way to see the development, the improvement of this program. It's almost like you can sit back after it's all said and done and look at this is how this program has progressed. I know you still got a full year left to go.
Yeah.
But just how fulfilling is that now entering your senior year?
I think it's amazing. You know, I played a little bit of varsity my freshman year, not a whole lot, but just the difference on how like our team interacts with each other, how like intense we are. Like Marissa has just helped us so much, and like she's just amazing, and she's like really worked on us and like helping us become leaders and the best players we can be. So I think it's just amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
We've talked about this crowd, this atmosphere with a lot of our players so far. I know you're a basketball player. Are you just volleyball?
Yeah.
Macy's just volleyball, but Chloe, for you, I know basketball takes center stage, certainly around the county. How cool is it to see this crowd, to see this event being put on with so much support back in volleyball?
Oh, I love it. I think it makes me play better, honestly. You know, so many people watching me, I like really know to lock in. And it's a lot different from basketball though, but I just love that like we have such a good crowd. I think it's just amazing.
You almost see that. I mean, we talked with a couple of North Greene players earlier. They've been to 7 straight state tournaments as basketball players.
Yeah.
But at Chuckey-Doak, with the run that you all made last year, is it almost like not a changing of the guard, but more people starting to take notice around school?
Yeah, like, I just think people, like, realize that, like, we're a good team, and we really never got recognized before, and I think, like, us proving that last year really just, like, made us all feel good about it.
Macy, I'll start with you. Senior season obviously carries a lot of weight. I hate to put pressure on players going in, but it's something you guys brought up first, so I'll just say that. This is a team that expects to get back to the state tournament, if I heard you guys correctly. The expectation, does it stop there, or is this a team that you think could maybe win a state title?
I think we could win a state title if we really put in the work, really put in the effort, and she keeps pushing us like she does, and we get our stamina up and just work on the little things, like I said, just the little things that cause us to lose games. So, yeah.
And Chloe, do you see it the same way?
Yeah, oh, definitely. I think it makes us all just more excited for everything.
So you start the season this coming Monday against North Greene. North Greene, by the way, we just learned, they've only been practicing for about a month. I know we've talked about it. We talked about it at media day, the preparation, and it seems like it's been a really big off season for you guys, especially you, Macy, because Coach Knapp has talked about your improvement. Talk about this off season, what it's meant for this crew.
Yeah, I think we've just been in the gym so much. The first chance we got, we've been in there for hours at a time a day, like long days, and it's been really tiring, but we've been really hitting on the little things, and I think that's what is helping us win games.
Yeah, and me stepping into a new position, being libero instead of a DS like the past few years, I've had a lot on my shoulders. I kind of know that I need to work hard to keep this position if I want to, and it just pushes me more.
Ladies, thank you so much. Hey, good job today, you guys.
Thank you.
Good luck on Monday and the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Always enjoy Macy Church and Chloe Kirkpatrick, a junior and two seniors, for the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knight volleyball team. Girls, thank you again. Thank you for the time as we continue this Greene County play day. We'll switch off with the headsets and try to.
Thank you.
I'll take this one in and catch up. I appreciate it, guys.
As Macy Church, that was Chloe Kirkpatrick here at the Greene County play day. Coming up, we talk with Coach Marissa Snap on a couple different topics, as well as what those girls mean to her as well. Two people really that Coach Snap holds really dear in this program and in this school. Again, we mentioned they've played each of their 4 years under Coach Snap. That's been the entire time that she has been the head coach of the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights. It's 14-9. We did a little bit better keeping score this time around while we were interviewing the players. We were abysmal if you're just now joining us that game prior with interviewing Coach Sarah and Willa Aiken, as you see a service error there floats out the back. 14-10, South Greene with the serve. Kenley McCaslin playing her former team here for the first time in 2026. South Greene and Greeneville will get the season started against each other. That is on Tuesday next week, a week from today, at South Greene High School. The Green Devils, the Lady Rebels, will square off for the first time in a non-conference bout. Katie Johnson with the punishing blow. Greeneville first to 15. So that's going to be fun, Tyler. We've got a couple early week matchups next week. We've got Chuckey-Doak North Greene Monday. We've got South Greene and Greeneville on Tuesday. It's just good to see whenever you've got so many local teams in the same districts, in the same area, being able to play against each other, and especially this year. Stop me if you heard it before, but the talent, well, it's closer than ever, scattered across all 5 of our local high schools. 16-10, Greeneville with a much better set this time around than they fared against West Greene High School. And talking a little bit about that Greeneville coaching staff, I've got a horse in the race, so to speak. My wife, Jules, on that Greeneville coaching staff. Lindy Carter, for those in Greeneville circles, you know the successful career that she had here at Greeneville, both as a volleyball and a basketball player. Dee Derryberry, new to the fold in that Greeneville locker room. And then Coach Aiken
returning to the mix as well as a head coach for, I believe this is year 5 for her maybe. I'd have to check that. It's either year 4 or year 5 for Coach Aiken as the skipper of the Greeneville High School volleyball program. It's been really fun getting to talk with each and every one of these coaches. Started out, didn't know we were going to talk to Coach Greg. He came in late in on the mix, and I think they were about to take the court. He said, you want to talk to any of the players? So we might talk with some of them after the fact. Fingers crossed, hoping for that. If we were able to talk with a couple Lady Rebels here live on air. Haley Bird with the serve. South Greene 11, Greeneville 17. That's the high-flying Natalie Knight that Coach Aiken warned us about. Big kill for the home team, who lead at 18-11. Getting ready to talk with Coach Snap here. We'll talk to her in just a little bit. You take your time. You take your time. I was just letting you know whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. 18-12. I'd say the only downside to our setup here today, and it's partially due to my own fault, I have hung the GreeneSportsZone banner right in front of our table, and so it's blocked off the little score flipper table, if you know what I'm talking about, the little scorekeeper box on press row. So that's been the one downside. I can't keep up with the score as well as I probably should have. Again, probably should have put the sign in a different area. So I'll take the blame for that. Not ashamed of it. Katie Johnson on the receiving end of a McCaslin serve. Riley Ireland almost had that one. Very good looking swing for the transfer from Canada. Ava Brobeck back to serve for the Maroon. Lofts one over. Katie J receives it. The center, Allison Hayes. What a dump. Right in that donut middle of the floor. And Greeneville takes the lead. 19 serving, 14 with Miss Natalie Knight back to the service line. Coach, you can put this headset on here. We got Coach Snap with us. The reigning GreeneSportsZone Coach of the Year. Her Lady Black Knights, fresh off of their first ever state tournament appearance in Murfreesboro. Coach Snap, 4 straight games for the girls. What better way to get you acquainted with this regular season grind?
There's really not a better way. I love that this not only pushes us as a team, but it pushes our stamina because we're really able to see what it's going to look like in season when you're playing best 3 out of 5. So varsity really has to push themselves to, be disciplined even when you're tired, to play even harder even when you're tired. So I just love that this setup. I love this style of games.
And it's something we've talked about, just the setup of the play day itself. It's so unique to all of our sports here in Greene County. You're never going to see a sport where you see all of our local teams in action playing against each other as well. How big is that to have these girls playing against some friends, playing against some rivals here on the same floor?
I think it's great. It's also just good experience because we do see each other in season. So it's kind of nice to, dust the rust off a little bit, get out there and, see the competition. But we know that in season it's going to be different no matter what happens. But just getting them out here together and bringing the community together, I feel like is a big part of that uniqueness that you were talking about. Like you said, you're not going to see this anywhere else. And a lot of people here are not just here for one team. Yes. They're here for everybody, so that's great.
That's what I was going to ask next. You coach locally for a club as well. Coach Aiken talked about the youth that's on display here in the stands, and they're looking at these girls saying, that could be me one day. The outing, right, the crowd that we've got on hand here today, but the popularity just starting to build and build. It's never been better, I think, locally for local volleyball.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can see it, like you said, and like Sarah had said, the youth here and their desire and their want to just get better and to play the sport and to be good. They do. They come out here and they see these girls and they say, I want to do that one day, or I want to be out there one day. And I feel like it also is, setting that standard for the girls that are out here on the court. Something I stress to my girls is, people are watching you. You put yourself up to and set this standard, and so now you've got to stick to it. You've got to set that example.
Talked with Chloe and Macy earlier. I was asking them because something we got from Katie and Chloe for North Greene was, yes, it's always been looked at North Greene as a basketball school, but here as of late, that volleyball team, they've really started to come along, doubly so with Chuckey-Doak. I mean, first ever state tournament appearance. I think a lot of people kind of leave volleyball on the back burner, like they think of basketball, they think of softball before. Yeah. But for you guys to go out and have the season that you did last year, to see this support, to see this anticipation, this push behind volleyball. How cool is that as a coach?
I think it's really cool, and in the best way possible. It's been a little stressful because, we did make such a name for ourselves, and it's no longer, how is Chuckey-Doak going to do? It's, are they going to do it again? Are they going to live up to these expectations that we have now set for ourselves, which is a compliment, and it's a great thing to strive for, but it can be a little stressful. However, I'm just very proud of them and my girls, and that the fact that they are in that position to say, we've made this much of a name, and now we have a chance to go out there and do it again. So I love that.
And talking with Coach Greg, obviously South Greene, a team that's been there for, I think, 17 straight years now. For them, certainly it's been an expectation to win districts, to win region, to make it to state. And talking with Chloe and with Macy, you get to sense yes, we know that we can do this. We know that we can get to this level, Murfreesboro. And so we set that expectation. It's almost like a changing of the standard. I want to talk about the schedule too, Coach, because I was looking at it earlier today. You guys have a little bit of a tour day, Blount County. Talk us through the schedule. What went into the schedule making?
Yes, so this one actually, where I played travel ball at, which was at K2, is also where J.C. Taylor and Isabel Carricker, J.C.'s played for years. And so a lot of these coaches I'm familiar with because they are K2 coaches. And now that we have really grown our program and the girls have made such an improvement over the last few years, we just want to continue getting better. We want to continue pushing ourselves. So we've really reached out to these coaches at bigger and, not necessarily bigger, but just bigger schools, better competition outside of, our normal, what we would, normally see over the last few years. I really wanted us to branch out and just really give ourselves an insight as to what we're going to see when we get to Murfreesboro, so the level of play.
And something we talked about, too, through the break, me and Tyler, was you got a tough region, or you got a tough district as it is. I mean, Sullivan East and Elizabethton, Unicoi and Greeneville, certainly. These teams in the district, they're no slouches either. But to have that just studded the schedule, you talk about endurance. You talked about that when you first sat down, playing in tournaments like that, playing competition like that. Is it new for this program? And if so, how does that prepare you to make a deep run in state?
I feel like it is new, this level of competition. But like you said, we have such a difficult district. Getting out of it is one of the hardest things. And then going to state, you see even bigger and even better. So really setting ourselves up for this and that kind of endurance level. Because at the end of the day, volleyball is a game of mistakes. That's what it is. Who's going to make the least amount of errors? Who's going to be more consistent? And I just want to make sure that we are pushing ourselves as far as possible too, even when we're tired, to stay clean, to stay disciplined, to transition, to stay on our feet, move our toes, talk, celebrate, do all of the little things that really get us to that point of consistency and very minimal unforced errors.
Getting to the end of our play day here, Coach. One final few questions for you. I want to talk about the team. You talked about a couple of them. We talked with Chloe. We talked with Macy. Talk about some of those impact players that spectators here and spectators in Afton this season will get pretty familiar with quickly.
Yeah. So, yes, Chloe, Macy were here. Isabel, JC, Haley, Seidel, I've forgotten last names, but Jesse and Kimberly. So a lot of my sophomores or juniors now, I have such a big class with them, and they're really growing into themselves. So now they're stepping up. Some of them played at state last year. Some of them are playing now in a different position than they were last year. So watching them grow into themselves and really just, each one of them making a name for themselves. I couldn't do it without all 6 of them out there on the court. So hopefully you'll be hearing everybody's name. But obviously you're going to hear about my seniors, Macy and Chloe, Belle and Lucy, as well as JC, just our big core players, and then everybody else that just makes it a whole team.
You're number 4 for you, Coach. You're number 4 for these seniors as well. Again, talking with you at Media Day, you just feel like there's a special connection there between that senior class.
Yeah, I might cry. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet because I probably will cry. Those girls, they just have such a special – every girl that I have has such a special place in my heart. But knowing that they were like my start-to-finish babies, I've not only watched them grow into great volleyball players, I've watched them grow into beautiful young women, great people, and just seeing that growth internally, not just what's out on the volleyball court, knowing that they're going to go out in the world and they're going to make a good impact on other people. because the impact they've made on me has been huge. So seeing that and knowing that they get to go out into the world and do all these things makes my heart really happy. These are the girls that I'm going to stay in touch with. You know, they're going to be my age one day, and I'm going to be calling like, hey, you want to go to a volleyball game? Hey, you want to come to a volleyball game? These are the girls I'm going to keep their number, and I'm just going to enjoy this time with them while I have them, what I've got left with them.
Thank you for your time. Best of luck this season. Lady Black Knights starting the season Monday at home. Against North Greene. So
yep.
big county matchup to start the season. Coach, thank you for what you do for local volleyball.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Coach Marissa Snap of the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights off of their first ever program appearance at the state tournament. They'll be looking to one-up it here in 2026. You just heard from Macy Church, Chloe Kirkpatrick, and then Marissa Snap, GreeneSportsZone's Coach of the Year as well in 2025. We have reached the end of our broadcast here, Tyler. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll put a bow on it in what has been an exceptional day of high school volleyball here in Greeneville and Greene County. This has been the Greene County High School Volleyball Play Day from First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
In Greeneville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference. At the Main Brand Hair Company,
We wrangle your tangles!
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hard-working equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
Here at Smoothie King, we're ready to help you rule the day. Our smoothie specialists get you exactly what you need to get you moving. Every smoothie is made fresh right in front of you. Real fruit, real fuel, no shortcuts. And it's not just smoothies. From signature toast to loaded bowls, there's a menu built to keep up with you. Whatever your day calls for, Smoothie King has it, and the value to match, right here in Greeneville.
And we welcome you back into what has been a fun-filled, exciting, and legendary night of prep volleyball here as we begin the 2026 season. Local volleyball has never been bigger. It has never been better. It has never been more talent-filled than it is this year. Tyler Nichols, Matthew Palazzo saying hello and welcome back here from Hal Henard. Tyler, we talked about it in the leading up to this play day. How excited are you now that we've seen all these teams in action based on what we already thought coming into today?
I'm impressed with a lot of teams. We spoke about it right before this last game. West Greene surprising a lot of people.
Yes.
Chuckey-Doak, this will sound bad, but I promise it will sound good. Not surprising people because we already knew how good Chuckey-Doak was. Greeneville, a lot of the same. South Greene, a lot of the same. North Greene having some struggles today. I think that was the team that everybody kind of took advantage of and beat up on a little bit. But at the same time, you saw a lot of good things out of every team. North Greene not 100%. We've got to mention that too. But West Greene looking really good with those young players and with a lot of new players after last year's huge crop of seniors. And then you have South Greene looking to continue that run of dominance. And then Chuckey-Doak and Greeneville, who I would say are probably the two better teams in that District 2 or District 1, 2. It gets confusing when you get out there. Yeah, with the numbers. But the 2A district between Chuckey-Doak and Greeneville, they both look really good.
Something that really gets me excited, Tyler, past, present, and future. You look in the stands and you see the young kids that we talked about with Coach Aiken coming out in flocks here today to support, like Coach Knapp said, not only their favorite schools, but just local volleyball overall. That's so reassuring to know that that game is growing and it's reaching a younger audience. To see a Jordan Roderick in the stands who's now going to coach at Tusculum this upcoming year. See Coach Palazzo on Greeneville sideline,
right.
Former player. Lindy Carter, former player. Mercy Buchanan, former player.
Addison Williams, former state champion.
Addison Williams, former state champ. The future is in the stands while the past is feeding back into that on the home sideline. And the present is playing out before our very eyes. That talent continues to grow and grow. I'd have no problem, saying that it's just going to skyrocket from here, especially if this is how big it is in 2026, knowing what's still to come. It lights me up with joy inside.
This was the first time that I've been to a volleyball jamboree, and to see the turnout was what was the most impressive part to me, because they only have one side of the bleachers out over here, but it was filled.
Yeah.
It looked good when the first set of games started, and you saw people continue to come in. I was watching it. You could tell if you go back on the broadcast too, the doors that are behind us right here kept opening with new people throughout the whole entire night. This part of the bleachers were filled all the way up. It would have looked really good if you spread them out, because I think that would have made it look even better. But to see the amount of people that come out and support volleyball tonight was really good.
The support coming out in full force. Let's talk about where and who these teams will start the season against. For the Lady Buffs of West Greene, they'll be at home this coming Monday against the Cosby Eagles. That's when their 2026 campaign will begin. They'll be away at Granger later on in the week on Thursday, and then home on August 24th, that following Monday, against Cott County. For Chuckey-Doak, again, we just talked about it with Coach Knapp. You start the season Monday against North Greene at home, and then it's the tour to Blount County. At Alcoa on Tuesday, at William Blount on Tuesday, home against Johnson County as the region slate begins later on the week on Thursday, and then you start that next week with a game against South Greene. For South Greene next week, it's home against Jeff County on Monday, home against Greeneville on Tuesday, at Volunteer on Thursday, before a weekend tournament at the Knoxville Convention Center in Knox County. And then, of course, Chuckey-Doak that following week as they start their season. North Greene, of course, the Chuckey-Doak game on Monday, and then Tuesday away at Volunteer. Your home opener is Thursday against Cherokee until you start that second round of games that following week. And for Greeneville, they started off, well, they have a play day this coming Thursday as well with Diamonds Bennett on the road. But then it's at Science Hill to start the season on Monday, at South Greene Tuesday of next week, and then Thursday their home opener is against Elizabethton. So a whole lot to be excited for, to look forward to. High school volleyball has never been bigger. It has never been more exciting, and I don't think we've ever had the popularity on this sport that is now thrust center stage. We're going to be there for every step of the way.
And I hope to present a lot of these games as some of our games of the week and some of our other events, because you look down through here, you've got some marquee matchups. We looked at one last night where you've got Greeneville and Chuckey-Doak that square off twice, and there's going to be two big games on each other's schedules. Of course, you've got Elizabethton. You got Sullivan East, who was a sneaky team last year in the postseason.
They win the
and
district.
Took home the district and region tournaments. So you've got a lot of good teams in that district, but I think it will come down to Greeneville and Chuckey-Doak, one of the two. A lot of those games in that 1A conference, and you've got even more there considering there's 3 teams. So you'll have 4 games between all of those 3 teams. And I think in total, I think you'll have it's a lot of games between all of those 3 teams that will be played. And I'm excited to see that, because I think you'll see a lot of upsets in that district. You'll see a West Greene team that surprised us a lot today. You'll see a North Greene team that will grow a lot during the season.
Especially when they get Josie Graham back,
yes.
I think.
And the last 2 years, people have asked, is this the year that South Greene misses the state tournament? And, boy, those Lady Rebels heat up at the end of the year.
Yes,
every October when the calendar flips over into that month. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited for it just because we're so early into the season. And if you look at it right now, it's August 11th. On October 15th, a little over 2 months away, we'll be in the sectional rounds.
It's such a short regular season.
It is. It really is. But I would not mind one bit if I had to travel down to Chattanooga for a sectional game like I've done the last few years, because, making it to the sectional round is so – it's such a fortunate opportunity to be able to make it to that point. It's also amazing to make it to the state tournament, but to just be one of the final 16 teams left in the state is so wonderful.
Something certainly we're going to keep an eye out on for Tyler. What a time.
It was fun.
I had an absolute blast. We're going to have so many of these county matchups. They're going to be right here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone throughout this season. A reminder, Green Sports Zone is your home and one-stop shop for everything sports in Greeneville and Greene County. So from live broadcast stories, photo galleries, video highlights, exclusive interviews, and so much more, we got you covered on every front. Wherever you do social media, we got you covered. So follow us on our socials at Green Sports Zone everywhere to stay up to date on all the latest in Greeneville and Greene County athletics, and yes, Prep Volleyball. So many people to thank, so many people to put in the end credits here today. Jimmy Bowman, who got some excellent video. That'll be up on our socials later tonight, I'm sure. Tate Russell will provide a photo gallery and recap from tonight's festivities. Tyler Nichols for the excellent camera work and production on that side of things. For Coach Greg, who we talked about for the South Orion Lady Rebels. For Coach Borey, for Caitlin McGinnis, for West Greene, for Coach Tana Stansfield, for Chloe Grubb and Katie McDevitt, the North Greene, for Willow and Sarah Aiken, who we talked to in that fourth game, and for Coach Snap, Macy Church, and Chloe Kirkpatrick. I made 100 on the test. We remembered all of them. I'm Matthew Palazzo saying so long, good night. Thanks for watching. God bless from Hal Henard.